pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood. Ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize, some people you gon' let go, you visualize. The things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. Wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm grinding cause I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision, keep faith and be humble, and have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, and always on my job. I never been a fake, never had to steal and rob, cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith in my pace, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I race called life. Girl, I just gotta win this race called life. This race called life. Just gotta win this race called life.
Peace, peace. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. How you doing, Titan family? I'm your host, A1, leader of Team Titans. And today, I should have labeled this an episode of Polytricks, but the White House holds press briefing as Trump ramps up Greenland rhetoric. We're about to watch this live press briefing together. Um, why not catch up with y'all since y'all fam, right? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I am watching this from the Hill. Shout out the Hill. Go ahead and get him a subscribe. Uh, hopefully this don't flag nothing, but let's see. Let's check it out. Where you at, Orange Man? There goes Orange.
Wow, that's a big crowd. It's a lot of people. I think it's like a record. So these are accomplishments. We have a lot of accomplishments. And as you know, this is the anniversary, first anniversary, January 20th. And it's been an amazing period of time. We have a book that I'm not going to read to you, but these are the accomplishments of what we've produced. All page after page after page, individual things. I could stand here and read it for a week and we wouldn't be finished. But we've done more than any other administration has done by far in terms of military, in terms of ending wars, in terms of completing wars. Nobody's really seen very much like it. I think it's appropriate that because Minnesota is so much in the fray, and I say to my people all the time, and they're so busy doing other things, they don't say it like they should. They're apprehending.
Hey, I'm over here rolling at the comments. They keep saying diaper change time. I keep talking about he need to change his diaper, man. Hey, funny.
Murderers and drug dealers and a lot of bad people. And these are just some of the more recent ones that we have. And I can show you some of the people. Vicious, many of them murderers. These are all out of Minnesota, just Minnesota. I say, why don't you talk about that more? Because people don't know. Do you want to live with these people?
What is he on right now?
International murder. These are
Hold on, let me
that are
pause
living-
this for a second, man.
were
I don't like
apprehended.
this. He does a good job of trying to make it seem genuine. It's not coming off like that. Like it's just demonizing the other. Like if they criminals, they criminals. Just say we locked up some criminals. You trying to show all these horrendous criminals to strike an emotional response out of people. Like, and that doesn't need to be done. So I don't know. To lay it on thick like that is calculated by design. That does make me. I'm not gonna say what it made me. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it raises eyebrows. I'm gonna let it play.
And either put in jails in their country from where they came, or the countries respect us, and so they actually put them there. In the old days, they didn't respect our country. Biden wouldn't do this because he let them all in. You know, if you didn't have open border policies of Biden.
This print prints everything
Oh,
to
sorry
your
about
brand
that.
in front of your fans, like t-shirts,
Sorry
water
about that.
bottles, and
Sorry about
totes,
that.
so everyone can.
Oh, dang. Oh, they got commercials on the ad. That's good.
Caused by
Why they do me like that, y'all? I'm about to
previous
pay for the
administrations, one
upgrade.
after one. Boy, these are rough characters. These are all criminal, illegal aliens that, in many cases, they're murderers, they're
Worst
drug
of the
lords,
worst.
drug dealers.
What?
They're the mentally insane. There's some of them who are brutal killers. They're mentally insane. They're killers, but they're insane.
I don't know. It's just giving Joe Biden 1994 crime bill all over again. You over here demonizing the other. One thing I always say, one thing I say about Donald Trump is he talks about Latinos and Mexicans and all of that the same way Joe Biden used to talk about black people. They're beyond the pale. You know what I'm saying? They Hillary Clinton-esque rhetoric. They need to be brought to heel. They're super predators. You know, things like that. And then I see what he's holding up, worst of the worst. I don't know. I'm not rocking with it. Let me see who we got in the back. We got GMO in the back. Peace, GMO. How you feeling?
How about that, man? What's going on with you, bro?
Chilling, man. Over here, catching up on the news live. I'm just gonna start doing watch videos so it'll help me save time. I can catch up and I can stream at the same time.
Okay. Man, I seen I was actually just looking into they was talking about capping credit card interest at 10%.
Swear. We could pull that up after this one if you want.
Yeah, man. I want to see how people are gonna feel about that. That's it definitely could help people out and save the consumers a lot of money. And then you got bank owners saying, of course the bank owners don't like that.
They're trying to cap it at 10%. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick.
There has been talk. I didn't seen reports where Trump says something like that, and where Democrats have been pushing for it on Capitol Hill.
So there is a bipartisan.
And matter of fact, I got an article I just shared where the leader or the CEO of Klarna, Klarna is the banking app, agreed with Trump that the credit machine is running rampant, and he agreed with the 10% cap.
Drop that in the back chat for me. We're gonna pull that up here shortly.
Oh, bet.
Not the back chat, the private chat. Drop it in the private chat if you can.
These are just in Minnesota, California. It's worse. In other states, it's worse. Now, Minnesota, the crime is incredible. The financial crimes are incredible.
Shout out to our boss.
And the problem is because
that link is in the chat.
The agitators and insurrectionists, whatever you want, troublemakers, but they're paid agitators and insurrectionists. Nobody talks about the fact that $19 billion at a minimum is missing in Minnesota, given to a large degree by Somalians. They've taken it. Somalians, can you imagine? And they don't do it. A lot of very low IQ people, they don't do it. Other people work it out and they get them money and they go out and buy Mercedes Benzes and they come from here. They have money. They never had money. They never had a life. They never had a government. They never had a country because there's basically no country. Somalia is not even a country. They don't have anything that resembles a country. And if it is a country, it's considered just about the worst in the world. They come here, they become rich and they don't have a job. I was told that Ilhan Omar is worth $30 million. She never had a job. She's a crooked congressman. So here's another one. And I have, oh, by the way, we just took out, these are all what ICE is doing. And it's a dangerous job. These are rough people. Weapons. This one here is very bad. I'm going through this because I think we have plenty of time. I'm going to beautiful place in Switzerland where we'll be, I'm sure, very happily awaited for. In Switzerland, they don't know about this. They don't have this problem. They have other problems, but they don't have this problem. Look, killed somebody. And these are real people. These are not, this was all allowed into our country through open borders. The dumbest policies, men and women's sports is dumb. But to me, having an open border for the world to come in, drug dealers and prisoners, Venezuela, as an example.
Oh, I'm muted. I'm over here thinking I'm commentating. I ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't hearing a thing I'm saying. GMO, how do you feel about this?
Say that again, bro.
How you feel about this? About anything you've heard so far? He was just going
I ain't even gonna lie,
into
man. I was distracted by my niece, bro. I ain't even get a chance to hear everything what he talking about. What's this conference?
this is a live press conference they're having today. The White House holds press briefing as Trump ramps up green rhetoric. I'm streaming live from the Hill right now. Let me go ahead and zoom out so everybody can see exactly what page I'm on. Wow. Yeah, I'm on the Hill. And this is live. They're streaming this live as well. I did rewind it some though, but this was streaming live when I caught it. So yeah, let's go ahead and get
Okay.
into it. Oh, but what he just said was he said he thinks men and women's sports is dumb, but open borders is worse. And people just coming across drug dealers and rapists coming across the border. How do you feel about that? Statements like
Well, those are political statements. Whenever a politician is trying to drive home a point, they're gonna make it as graphic as possible without, crossing any I would say bounds that their base is going to disagree with or not like. But Trump has already built a name for himself for being an aggressive speaker. So that one, he plays onto that nature when it comes to the political aspect. This is probably a huge agenda or just a big part of one of his agendas. So the tone is going to reflect that. But then again, I don't know what the situation is like at the borders and from the immigration standpoint. Going off of the different reports, if it is as bad as they claim, like millions of people, and those millions of people are definitely going to affect the economic, situation. It's going to cause a lot of people to have, what resources that they're going to have to fight for. So from an economic standpoint, a resource thing is always critical. That's always going to be goddamn like priority number one when you are losing. How resources are allocated are going to be like the first and foremost. That was something we were just discussing with my business owners and my other co-founders and shit. That first and foremost, before we even start discussing where we're gonna, divvy up our profits, we gotta agree on where our resources and revenue is gonna be allocated to first. Once we start making money, you know what I mean? Like off top 30% of what we make goes towards this. You know what I mean? 10% is going towards marketing. Like all of that is already going to be taken care of long before we even get the chance to see our profits. So I'm assuming that, of course, a government is going to operate in the same manner or the same thing if they not being corrupt. So I ain't trying to drag on too long, man, because but politics is it's such a tangled net. You feel me? It's really no just blanket answer. Is do you like this? Do you like this policy? Yes, for this reason. No, for that reason. Do the yays outweigh the nays? I think that would just be the overall common thread between every political action. You feel me? Do the negatives outweigh the positives? Then I don't think we should go that route. You still there, bro?
Dang on it, I've been muted this whole time. I'm over here thinking I'm asking you questions, wondering why you can't hear me, GMO. My bad. Yeah, I'm still here. I was going to ask you, do you feel like he's just demonizing them, or do you feel like the drug thing is actually a problem, and that um, we have to be targeting Latinos because to find out if they're actually drug smugglers or not, because it's such a problem here. There are a lot of people who are in support of what he's doing. I was trying to figure out what stance you took on that. I think he's definitely ramped it up. The violation of civil liberties of the people to find out who's a criminal and who isn't won't. I don't agree with that at all. Pulling up without probable cause and then trying to use things like an accent or skin color to justify demanding an ID from somebody, I think that's outrageous. I know the Constitution goes against that. My bad about that. I was over here muted for a second. I was over here asking, because what I was trying to get from you was pretty much, when I asked you how you feel about it, I really was kind of wondering, like, do you feel like demonizing the other, or do you feel like this is really a problem? Do you feel like he's as an excuse for other, whether it be white supremacy or anything else? Or in your question, I kind of felt like you were leaning towards this is purely economic, coming from a corporate standpoint.
Yeah. That's mostly my leaning. Okay, the whole thing about white supremacy, man, is always going to be business to me. You feel me? Whether they are a racist or not, it's not about the person in the seat. The seat is about a power. You feel me? That power represents an organization. The president, this is my personal take, right? The president is always going to be running a corporation. What that corporation means depends on what you're establishing it for. You establish corporations for the benefit of humanity. You establish corporations for the profit of your own personal gain. You know what I mean? The United States Corporation was established for the profit of a specific group of people, right? I'm never going to be, ignorant of that fact. So regardless of who's in the seat, yes, it's going to be a corporation for the supremacy of that group of people who started it. Do I think he's of like white supremacy ideology? Nah, I grew up and seen him rock with too many black folks to feel like Trump is a racist and be like on white supremacy. Do I feel like that he has the
So you don't feel like Trump is a white supremacist?
Nah. I done seen him kick it with too many goddamn black folks.
And you don't feel like Trump is a racist either?
Nah. I never heard that before he started running for president. I've never heard people say Trump was a racist when he was on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air with Carlton and Will and shit, man.
Okay, that's interesting.
I never heard folks say he was a racist when he was on what was that Home Alone and shit. He made his cameo. I never heard him. I never heard he was a racist when he was on Oprah Winfrey when she was asking him to interviewing him to run for president. I didn't hear him as a racist when it was the roast of Donald Trump. They didn't call him a racist. This is the perfect time to go and just going in on Donald Trump, bringing out all of his secrets and just shit that we know bad about him in the public, but nobody called him a racist during the Snoop Dogg was at the roast of Donald Trump, but he a racist. It don't make sense to me, bro. It just, I'm sorry.
Yeah, dang, that's funny because Snoop Dogg used to kick it with him, and then he just like turned on him. It was
because he became a Republican, bro. And it's part of the whole what they call it, Hegelian dialectic, where you gotta control both sides of the narrative and shit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You got the problem and the solution. That's all it is to me. If anything, I would say that they working together. Trump went through the whole roasted and shit and went through the fire. They seen like, okay, he can take the abuse, send him out there. And now the whole world after Trump, Orange man bad.
You silly. Selective outrage. That's what I'd be calling it. Let's
Yeah,
get it.
man. I got turned into a Trump supporter just simply because I didn't hate him as much as everybody else did, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't hate the man. I don't care about nothing else. I just don't hate him.
I won't allow myself to really hate anybody because it takes a lot of love out of you to make space for that. You know, we only have so much space.
Yeah, it's too much time trying to hate a person, bro. It's not even worth it. But then if you let some folks tell you that, they'll tell you I hate Obama or Joe because I point out the similar shit that they hate in Trump.
We gonna get into some of that. Let me go ahead and let's see what he's talking about on this live press conference, though.
Opened their prisons into the United States. That's why one of the reasons I felt so strongly against Venezuela. Now I'm loving Venezuela. They've been working with us so well. It's been so nice.
That's one of the reasons people don't like him right there,
Unbelievably
though.
nice woman.
Go ahead.
That was funny. My bad, bro. That's one of the reasons people don't like him.
Oh, for saying stuff like that.
Yeah,
I like Venezuela now. Like we done captured your president.
Yeah,
Asshole.
Facts.
Also did a very incredible thing, as you know, a few days ago. We're talking to her, and maybe we can get her involved in some way. I'd love to be able to do that. Maria, maybe we can do that. But we're dealing with the people and the president and all of the people in Venezuela, and we've been doing great. The oil companies are getting ready to make massive investments there. They have more oil than even Saudi Arabia. There you go. These are real. These are rough. This is all Minnesota, every one of them. This is one state out of many. And these people are, let's see, yeah, these are all so far people that came from outside of the country. They were allowed in by Sleepy Joe Biden, Crooked Joe Biden, whichever you like. You can call him whatever you like. They're both right. He's sleepy and he's crooked. He was the worst president we've ever had. And we've had some bad ones too. I can tell you, all you have to do is look at trade. You're not getting bored with this, right? I hope you don't. But these are people that you have to see. Strong arm rape, aggravated assault with a weapon, and many other crimes. Gang member, known as one of the toughest people around. These are tough people.
And do you feel like he's demonizing the other here? Hold on, rape, assault,
So this is what the people are trying to protect, because all ICE wants to do is get them out of our country, bring them to prisons and jails and mental institutions.
That's shit's not
That's all
true.
they want to do.
That's not true.
Go ahead, I'm gonna pause it.
Yeah, I mean, like that the shit's just not true. Like we done seen too many videos where they pulling black people out of cars, white people out of cars, and they clearly aren't fucking immigrants. They don't have no fucking accents. Why are you pulling over people without knowing if they're immigrants or not? How do you even know they're immigrants, nigga? You're not even the police. How do you know? So you're just randomly pulling people over? Like, them people don't care, man. Like they don't care, and it's like we could keep on turning the blind out of that shit, but once they done with them Hispanics and them Somalis, they back on our ass. Ain't no different than when they was demonizing the Arabs and the Afghani motherfuckers and shit, and it was all about them. So as that shit died down, they was right back on niggas' ass.
Do you think ICE is coming for black people next?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Wow, I don't know about
Yes,
that.
I didn't see too many videos where they pulling black people out of cars, harassing
Where they
people,
going?
asking for
Where
their IDs and their paperwork.
where they gonna send us to?
They can't send black people anywhere.
Exactly. That's why ICE wouldn't deal with us.
That, bro,
We gonna waste
look,
their
this is what I'm
time.
saying. That ain't stopping them from saying that you a Mexican, saying that you a Latino, saying that you a Haitian, and don't give a fuck about what the hell you saying, nigga, and ship your ass the fuck off. Like, how do they know the difference between a Haitian and an African American? We the same people. We got the same ancestry.
Your birth
You,
certificate, nigga.
nigga, what if I ain't got, nigga, who the hell walks
Yeah, I
around
was
with
just
their
about to
birth
say
certificate?
I keep my ID and my driver license on me damn near all the time. So I mean, it's nothing for me to whip out my phone and be able to pull up some information to prove that I'm a U.S. citizen. That shit is super
Don't none
simple.
of that prove that you a citizen, man.
How?
Anybody can get paper because anybody can get paperwork. Anybody can get an ID. They got fake IDs. They got machines that make them motherfuckers. Like that shit
Right.
don't prove nothing.
And at the
All right,
moment that I show a fake ID, right, they have to validate that it's either real or fake, right? And the
They
moment
not
that
the
they violate,
police. Bro,
but they
they not
are,
the
bro.
police.
let me go ahead and let
They
this
look.
play. Let me see what he talk about because this is a live press conference.
All right.
But I'm rocking with you. I hear what you're saying. I don't agree with you, but I hear what you're saying.
And they have to be abused by guys like Don Lemon, who's a loser, lightweight. I saw him the way he walked in that church. It was terrible.
This
I have
guy's
such
funny,
respect for
man.
that pastor. He was so calm. He was so nice. He was just accosted. What they did in that church was horrible yesterday. Look at it here. 24 convictions. 24 times convicted. They're not charges. These are convictions. So he comes from outside the country. Do you think he's going to be good here?
I don't like how they doing these new commercials, man. I'm definitely about to pay for the whatever, the red or whatever they call it.
One of many. One of many. All they want to do is get him out. They want to take him out of our country. And we're met with paid agitators and insurrectionists, troublemakers. They're paid. You know, when the woman was shot, I felt terribly about that. And I understand both sides of it. But when she was shot, there was another woman that was screaming shame, 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 right? You saw it. So loud. Like a professional opera singer. She was so loud and so professional. She wasn't a woman that was hurt, like, oh, my heart's injured. She was a professional. Shame, shame. She's screaming, shame, shame. I said, that's not a normal person. That's a professional. These are professional agitators and professional people that want to see our country do badly. But that's not happening because we have the hottest country anywhere in the world, despite this stuff. Look at this.
I don't know about all that hottest country in the world right now.
All top of the line.
How y'all feel about
They're
that
not going to
one?
be good.
I don't feel the
They're not
same
going
way
to be well
about that one.
behaved here.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm ready to leave to go validate
We
whether
had
or not
over
those statements
3,000
are
in the
true.
last fairly short while. Just in Minnesota. What's the number?
It's hard to validate the statements are true if I'm
10,000.
on the inside. You feel me?
I like that assessment.
10,000 criminals. And these are serious criminals. Now, how can a place with 10,000 criminals, how can you have a state? And yet they're fighting us. I like that guy. Keeps nodding to me. Do you agree with me, I guess? I like him. I don't know who he is, but I like him. He keeps nodding. He says, you're right. He's obviously a little on the right side, maybe. Look. These are rough ones.
Yeah, he's taken. It's giving me 1994 Joe Biden crime bill demonizing the other.
I could go
Yeah.
30 times what I'm showing you now.
And he talks about Latinos and Mexicans the same way Joe Biden and them used to talk about black folks.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's the same. It's the same thing. It's just a different player. It's the same tactics. All this shit is the same tactics. The same tactics they use on us. They use on Africans. They use on other people of color. They use them same tactics. They don't never use them tactics on white people.
Incredible.
You know
many
what?
Murderers,
Let me pause this.
Many murderers.
And this goes back to something that GMO was saying earlier, when you're running a corporation, it's about the allocations of funds and resources. Is that you said something along those lines, GMO?
That's how a corporation go. You gotta have goddamn like bylaws that explain what you're doing, your quote unquote constitution, right? And then your departments and how you gonna fund them and everything.
So, and that's exactly what I was going to actually touch on. The last words you said, the last two words you said, fund them. I was going to go to funding though. Do you think like this is all one big place so that way they can keep fund like, or is ICE asking for more money right now? Let me look this up. I'm going to try to follow the money everywhere.
Hell no, they get paid 200 racks a year, nigga.
Oh no!
Get out of high
They
school
ain't
diploma,
asking
right?
for more money.
Yeah.
What they did is they probably just got more money, so they got to keep a reason for why they got that money.
Nigga, Trump can fund them out of his own pocket.
Not if it's not justified. If you ain't got this serious crisis, those funds ain't justified.
I'm saying they can't stop Trump from funding that shit. He could fund it himself. He don't need the government money.
The Congress is the board of directors. They direct where the funds go, and they do that at each funding session. That's why the government may shut down, because the board hasn't able to come up with it.
And I get that. And I'm saying that's true if they're using U.S. Treasury money. But if Donald Trump funded them motherfuckers out of his pocket, they can't do shit about it.
But
he's still a free man. He's still a free man. He can operate in his own capacity.
No. As president, he cannot do stuff like that. No,
that makes you
now that's not operating. Yeah, you're not operating in good faith, and then you're doing stuff to where it could be perceived as a conflict of interest, like you're trying to enrich yourself.
Not outlaw.
So what's the difference when
through the United States government and the
power? So what's the difference when they tried to cut the food stamps and Congress put together a pot to keep it going? What's the difference?
Well, I know some of the money from the terrorists went to fund some of them programs. So, and then also that's another thing. Congress have like emergency funds for certain situations. Like if this government shut down,
I heard they was coming out their pocket doing that, but I could be wrong.
Nah, I don't know about coming out of the personal pocket. There's laws against that. If you know that for a fact, and we find that out, yeah, we can definitely sue people.
I ain't like any regular citizen can donate money to ICE or any police department or any department. Any one of us can do that shit. So I don't think it's illegal to fund things like
donating and funding something. It's two totally different things.
Well, I guess they're different definitions, but they do the same thing.
You don't donate to the policy. You donate to the organization, and then whatever they pick, like you don't get to dictate it like that. With this situation would be him creating policy and then putting his own money behind it, which would almost be like you trying to do the same thing on the side.
I mean, shit. I don't see no difference between ICE and Hitler's Gestapo.
What's
the difference?
It ain't one. Let's get
let's talk about it.
It's definitely a big difference.
No, hold on. Let's talk about that, because I used to argue with people when they would say that until I saw what I've been seeing the last 2 weeks. I would be like, that's a false equivalence.
No, okay, because you gotta understand.
Go ahead.
The whole point behind what's the name? Like, right? The claim was they were getting rid of people who actually had power. These weren't just downtrodden people. These were people who were economically manipulating and destroying the economy for their own benefit. That's the claim.
Not why I'm saying that they like Nazis. It's not for
right. So, but look, that's what I'm saying. That's the claim. So, if you have a people that if they are actually doing what they will claim they're doing.
You're right. That is their claim.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the Gestapo was doing the same shit.
That's their country.
They were doing the same thing.
I'm agreeing with you.
And they was targeting a certain particular group of people, so they was being serial about it, right?
Right.
And in fact, they was not just hunting down Jews. they wasn't hunting down Jews. They was hunting down people helping Jews too. And that's the same thing ICE do. Go help one of the motherfuckers
Oh, okay.
and see what happens to you.
Because that's dumb. Why would you? You're doing something illegal.
Because
You're
because
getting
because your ancestors was in the same position, and
What
somebody
that mean?
opened their doors. It's called the Underground Railroad. You remember that? This is one of the most
No,
American
it's not the
things that
same.
you can
No,
do.
that is not the same.
Hold
That
up,
is not the
let's slow the
same.
conversation down though.
All right.
Yeah, I don't want to have no fast paced. Let's slow it all the way down, just so that way everybody can really get something from it. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to go back to what, because it seemed like he cut out for a second, then he came back and y'all were in mid conversation, so it may have been on my end. But GMO was talking about giving the reasons why it's not, and then he was giving giving the argument that people use when they say that they're like Nazis. Can you give that again for me, GMO?
Yeah, I was just saying that the difference is, besides the targeting group of people, which you have, that happens in every population, where once a refugee population comes through or something like that, of course you're going to be targeting a specific group of people, because that's the people that are invading or quote unquote that are migrating. They're going to be the focal point. But then again, it's not just a specific group of people, because you got all foreigners being targeted: Asians, Hispanics, a lot of people being targeted.
Well, I was talking about specifically when he said like ICE is like they're like the Nazis now,
right?
Specifically,
the Gestapo, right? Like Hitler's personal fucking hit squad.
Yeah, go ahead.
No,
you responded to that.
Okay, because Hitler was a dictator, so while you can say his personal hit squad is, he had full authority over the army and the way things would happen. That wasn't no hit. That wasn't Hitler being just like demonic in his position. That's just how their government was established at the time. The people were cool with a dictatorship. The German people loved Hitler.
Okay, here's the reason why I compare them to Hitler. Because the first time, actually, when you were actually explaining that, I remember the answer that you gave the second time was different, which I'm not tripping over. I'm not trying to catch you up. Ain't no gotcha moments. Like, I'm not trying to do that to you. So, like, I'm not about to try to slam dunk you if you wrong or say something or forget something. It ain't that type of party with me. But the first time you said, because I wanted to go off of that. That's why I was trying to get you back there. The first time you said it's because they like broke laws and they're here and they're like, you were supposed to get them out. And I don't even know, you may have even added something about economy. But the reason why and that's usually why people compare him to Hitler, just for going after them, period. Which I say, he's not like Hitler. This is a law that's on the books. I say, don't attack the face, attack the law. You know what I'm saying? If you change the law, then it's different. But
right.
The reason that I say that they're like Hitler and Nazi, and this is strictly off what I've seen the last 2 weeks, is because they're going around like the Gestapo, stopping people without probable cause, without reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime they just committed or about to commit or in the commission of, and asking them for their papers. This ain't Nazi Germany. You can't just stop me and ask me for my papers. I literally have a YouTube page called This Ain't Nazi Germany. I started this a minute ago, but it was specifically about law. It wasn't about Trump. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't hate him either. So like, it was strictly about ID refusal, First Amendment audits, and Fourth Amendment audits. So it was about knowing your rights. They are literally going around violating people's rights, stopping them and just asking them for their papers. So that's Nazi-esque, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? I know he's not no dictator, and I know he didn't create no concentration camps. So I usually don't use that analogy, or prior to what I've seen in the last 2 weeks, I haven't used that analogy. But the way they're trampling over people's civil liberties and their rights, I feel like it's appropriate, even though it may stir an emotion because people may think of all the death surrounding that gang or whatever the heck we don't want to call them. But I think just for that, it's appropriate because that's major. You know? You agree with me? Disagree with me?
Nah, you made a heck of an argument, man. I'm over here just flipping pancakes, man, and trying to touch this dog up. But no, yeah, stopping people and asking for their ID, yeah, that's definitely giving the German X vibe, and I can't blame people for that. But now I would say I just need more context because I can't say that's happening or not happening as I'm not privy to any knowledge of it. You feel me? I've heard people getting shot. But that when I seen the people getting shot, they were actively trying to stop ICE from going to execute warrants, right? So if you are in a place where they're executing a search and warrant and you get caught up in that place and they're asking you for ID, then that's a different story. You feel me? You're getting caught in an active raid. Identify yourself or you're going to get taken with everybody else who we came to get. I think that would just be the smart thing to do. But just if they're walking around like a random person just walking down the street, I'm going to the bodega to get me a cheesecake, and you asking me for my ID, yeah, that's Nazi German-esque. But if you're in the area where they're actively raiding, and you got caught up in the middle of a raid, and they ask you for your identification so they don't take the wrong person, and that's different.
I see what you're saying. That may be a little different. Yesterday, I was actually playing clips of what I was talking about, though. So it's like I've actually seen it. I was playing clips yesterday of them harassing American citizens who were American citizens. They were harassing this one guy who was carrying a pistol. Then they tried to arrest him for saying, well, you were reaching for something. I would have been like, so what? I'm in my car. I can reach for anything I want. A lighter, a cigarette. What do you mean? I'm not allowed to move in my car because there's a police by me? I'm reaching for something. Shit. Why,
that's you and me, bro.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I think my mic is good. I just got a new mic yesterday. But yeah, to say that because he was reaching for something, that's probable cause to search his car. Like he has to be dead still while he's parked. Like no, that doesn't even make sense. So
what made them even like deal with him? When they just pulled him over?
He was sitting in his car and they were harassing people in Minnesota. It was on the show yesterday with this background right here. Hold on, let me show you the background. It's the background that's actually up right now. I don't even know why I still have it up because I'm not doing this.
You heard about what's going on in Minnesota?
ICE attacks a baby. I did a show yesterday on this, and I played clips of ICE harassing people, American citizens.
You think it's related to that Somalia situation that was going on in Minnesota?
I'm actually not too familiar with that, so I need to do some watch videos on that and catch up as well. If you got a link, go ahead, drop it in the private chat too, and we'll pull that up.
Now I don't have a link right now, but there was a guy who they were uncovering like some kind of it's supposed to involve Tim Pool or what's his name, Tim Walz, the governor, and stuff like that. Like there's this like underground network of like Somali scam going on where they doing something with daycares and scamming the government for billions of dollars or something.
I am familiar. Yeah. I thought you was talking about like smuggling Somali immigrants here or something. I was gonna say, oh, I don't know about that. Yeah. I mean, that's not a big deal to me. We in the community where I'm from, we've been scamming them on EBT and everything my whole life. That's all I've ever seen. So
it's one thing with us, but these are foreigners though. It's foreigners doing it.
Well, I mean, and again, growing up, I already knew that's how they come over here. They get the tax breaks. Like they're working the system when they come over here. I'm around a bunch of foreigners, and they work the system. They work every system, not just the American system. I know foreigners with Benz who know how to finesse the warranty and do all this other stuff. Like they're always working systems, and they work as a team together. And their community.
That's the key thing. They work as a team together, because all these scams wouldn't work if niggas would just ain't discombobulated.
Yeah, and we could be doing. I don't know. They call it a scam because, well, the government's not getting what they want. They're cut. As soon as the government doesn't let you extort them, you're scamming. You see what I'm saying? So we have to pay attention to the language and how it puts us on the bottom and in a bad position. When is it really wrong? Just because something's a law doesn't make against the law doesn't make it wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, and like people say, at one time slavery was legal. So I don't know. It depends on where you're at. There's different levels of consciousness even to this political game. So remember that and recognize that too as well. Uh, and let me get back into this. Any other news that you heard about that you want me to pull up? GMO? Anybody want me to pull up anything? Drop it in the chat, man. Give me the hot news for the week. GMO dropped off. He'll probably be back up here in a second. It sounded like he was having connection issues. Go ahead, check this out.
So what ICE does, and Border Patrol is incredible too. I mean, Paul Perez and that group is incredible. Mostly Hispanic, by the way. They're like 60% Hispanic. You know, they talk about Hispanic. They're mostly Hispanic, right? And they're unbelievable people. And then they say, oh, we discriminate against. I love Hispanic. They are unbelievable, entrepreneurial. They have everything. I did great. I did the highest. Nobody ever got numbers like I got from the standpoint of being a Republican. But even
My dog over
if you
here
look
chewing
at
the carpet,
Texas, I
y'all.
won the entire border along Texas, between Texas and Mexico. Never happened before. Nobody's ever done that before. I did it as a Republican. I did it. I love the Hispanic. And they accuse us of all sorts of things. 60% of the people we're talking about, they're the best people we have, and they're Hispanic. The Border Patrol is largely Hispanic. ICE is largely Hispanic. They're unbelievable people. I don't know how they can take the abuse. They're taking rough.
Shout out William Armstrong to the panel. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling pretty good. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. Any thoughts on what you heard?
I didn't really get to hear much, but I kind of been keeping up with the situation. Is this going about the insurrection?
Which insurrection? The one January 6th?
Well, the one that Trump is supposed to be calling out, he's supposed to be calling out some type of act that's supposed to violate Americans' freedom.
Shoot, bust it down for me. I've been catching up. I've been off my game lately, doing all the debates and other stuff like that. So I'm trying to catch up through watch videos. So you're gonna see me going live more, watching more politics. But yeah, bust it down for me. Tell me what I missed.
I just know, from what I know, you see what's been going on in Minnesota or whatever, and a lot of civilians have been tripping out. A lot of citizens have been tripping out about this Insurrection Act. I don't know deliberately what this Insurrection Act deliberately does, so I need to get out of the way and intertwine with that before I speak on it. But I know it's going to be much harder than what it's been already. And my thoughts on it, us as a people, we should be ready to go to war. We shouldn't just sit down, because when you see ICE is not attacking Australians, it's not attacking Italians, it's not attacking nobody but Black and brown people. So this is modern day slavery happening all the way over again. And remember them white supremacist groups, they was marching before all of this. And if you read their flyers, flyers always say that they want to make America great again. And when only time America was great when they had free labor from all the so-called indigenous people.
Okay, wait, hold on. These are the reasons you think we should go to war?
I think
I was gonna say to make America great again is on that list. Like,
no, I'm not saying for us to make America great again. I'm saying
I heard exactly what you said. I was gonna say, like, that's one of the things that is like got you convinced, because you were listing you said, I think we should go to war, and I was assuming everything after that was gonna be the list of reasons. And then you went into they wearing the Make America Great Again hat, said it was only great at this point in time, so this means that.
Well, it's like if you really look, if you sit around and wait on somebody to operate their whole plan out, and by the time you look up and get ready to fight or to try to defend yourself in resistance, their plan is already in effect. So it's like we should be planning, at least strategizing for certain things if they do take place, and having unity, coming together in different communities, putting our differences aside, and you know what I'm saying, learning how to love each other, because at these times all we got
I
is
agree
each
with
other.
all of that.
And,
Yeah, you got
and but I would say I definitely feel like it's gonna be a war, and we're gonna have to stand proud on it.
we're gonna double back on that. We're gonna double back on that. What I did do was pull up the Minneapolis ICE protest continues in face of Trump's Insurrection Act. Maybe I should just pull up one on the Insurrection Act. What
Yeah.
would the Insurrection Act mean for Minnesota? That's only a minute and a half. Glenn Beck, should Trump invoke the Insurrection Act? Oh, okay. I see what's going on. Yeah, let's play this.
We begin tonight with Ian Lee in Minneapolis. Ian, what's going on?
Shout out CBS
Major,
News on
you know,
YouTube. Give them a
despite
subscribe,
being this now
everybody.
the warmest part of the day, 0 degrees. It felt like -22 earlier. You still have hundreds of people coming out here to this ICE detention center protesting against their current operation. People are chanting, they're blowing whistles, they have blow horns. Whenever you have a vehicle leave this detention facility, you have people hissing and yelling at them. You know, this has been a sight that we've seen over the past few days, this tension that still remains quite high as this operation continues.
I see bike racks behind you, Ian. Are those new, and are they sort of a crowd control device to keep the protesters from entering the street?
It really don't even matter, because I see what you're talking about with the Insurrection Act. I just looked it up. Yeah. I don't think a war is going to come, because I don't think we're ready for a war.
It sounds like Civil War. And the reason why I say it is because if it's already, if it's a blue light on us or a green light, let me just put it that way. Now, I'm not saying let's just go out and start acting a fool, shooting people, none of that. I'm saying we got to be more strategic and making sure we're keeping our communities protected and not relying on the same, we're relying on the government system that their origins, how they started was off of slave catching. And it was to protect and serve the European nations assigned for the independence of America. So you have to, we need protection. We need to be more united and be able to protect each other, guarantee safety for our children, for people that's not associated with the systematic plan that they have, whether they're black, white. We gotta be able to break some barriers and be able to trust one another. Because at a time that we come in, I see a time that we coming into when they start violating people's rights. If we not united and we trying to fight them individually, then we gonna lose.
Bomb on that one. Yeah, you dropping game right there, baby. I agree with you. Definitely on all of that. I don't think it's gonna come to a civil war. I don't think necessarily blood needs to be spilled for. Well, I mean, it depends on how far you're trying to go. If we're talking as far as getting land back and stuff like that, yeah, I don't see stuff like that happening without some type of revolution or some type of major economic fall where power dynamics shift in the world, because white supremacy isn't just an American thing, it's a global thing. It's global domination. This isn't just this little section of the continent of North America. This is Canada. I'm not really too much, a lot of the UK, pretty much everywhere where you see one of them red, white, and blue flags, no matter how they mix it up, what design they got it in, when you see them colors, you should recognize colonization. France, another one. Give me some more GMO. You feel me? I see it down there.
I say the whole world right now, but it's the thing. They might
Australia.
have a title.
Mm-hmm.
See, they got the title, right? So if I say I own this, right, and I got a title to say I own it, I can have a paper to say I own it, But if I say, hey, I'm about to kick everybody out and treat everybody unruly, then I can find out real quick that I really don't own what I thought that I own. Because if I lose that war, then that paper ain't no good.
Yeah, you talking about the treaties and stuff like that? What you talking about when you say the paper ain't no good?
Like,
The money?
no, I'm saying like, all right, so they calling out all these acts, and you look through history, most of the time, other than the Seminole Indians, the Black Seminole Indians or whatever that went to war and stood, you know, we ain't seen like, all right, so I don't want to break my stance on this. So what I'm basically saying is,
ain't no rush.
The Seminole Indians, you see how they stood or whatever, but it was a time where they were paid off. If we can't stand firm without being paid off, without being antagonist, without being persuaded to be back into a systematic oppression, then we will always be oppressed. But in the meantime, while we living like this, if we can live in peace in the system that we so-called live in, that's cool. But if they go against the grain, we all have kids, we all have mothers, fathers, and we have etc. that we have to protect. And we should do that by any means necessary. It shouldn't be no laws or no religions in our head when it comes to protecting our loved ones.
I see what you're saying. Survival is the first rule of nature, no matter what they put on paper.
Exactly.
But yeah, as you see though, I've seen videos of police beating people, and you rarely see the police fight. I mean, anybody fighting back.
Well, I have a lawsuit right now, and I can't speak too much on it. And I was in a situation where I had to fight back, and I'm still fighting back with their system. That's why I speak out against their system. I understand the system that we live in, and it's like they spit in our face every chance they get. And if you bring up racism, they say, "Oh, that was so long ago." They don't want you to remember racism, but they bring up Independence Day every year in remembrance of the day that they established America. But they don't want us to remember any of the things our ancestors been hung. When we bring up the brutal history that they kind of have in this place. Well, you got some that's pure and they understand that, but it's a lot that overlook it, sweep it under the rug and say it was so long ago and say we lazy and we crying about it and we need to get over it, all type of stuff. And when people constantly spit in your face, you're gonna have to go to war.
Hey, I mean, I agree with you. You sound like war is imminent, though. I don't know if that's gonna be the end result for regime change, but now that I think
how
about
else
it,
can we get peace?
I was gonna say, but now that I think about it, I've never seen regime change without a war. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, that I guess I end up agreeing with you based on the way the logic goes with the evidence that I have. So
yeah, because you gotta think, bro. If we could I'm not even saying govern ourselves, but who's to say we first of all we from a people that had chiefs, not one chief. We don't come from where one person get to call all the shots. We didn't rule over each other in the sense that they trying to do in the ways that we just had certain things we went by, certain agreements, certain treaties we went by. You know what I mean? But now when you look at the way we've been conditioned, it's like we've been conditioned to get swatted. We putting these people in office who are doing nothing but racist stuff. Like every president that we done had, we voted Obama in. He did nothing but he did things that went against the so-called black community. We voted Biden in. He said you went black if you ain't vote for him. And when he got in, all these other people got reparations, and we still got looked over. So it's just like we continue to get spat in the face, and it's like all our history is nothing but marching and protesting and acting. So I don't believe in protesting. I believe it's a time when you get up and you fight back.
Even if, bro, I was telling you, America's a corporation, right?
I'm listening.
That corporation has founders, right? The founding fathers, right? You agree with that? Yeah, all right. Everybody agrees with that?
I agree with that.
Agree.
All right. I just formed my very first corporation, right? I've had an LLC before, and corporations is a little different. LLCs don't have founders. So as the founder, right, I had to connect with people that are going to be part of the C-suite or the board of directors, right? CMO, CFO, CEO. Well, as the founder, I'm the CEO, but you get the drift, right? So one thing that is in what is called the founders agreement is that the people who sit on my board with me and have the same exercising rights as me as a controlling member cannot vote against me, right? If you want to vote against me, your shares convert from protected status to normal status. So you have the freedom to vote against me, but it's not going to have the same power and impact as if you're voting with me as the founder. You get what I'm saying? So now put that on a country-based scale where you have these founding fathers. Who are they the father of? The father of the country. There's also the father of other people that continue to live this day. And do you think that those founders did not leave this conglomerate, this monopoly, this corporation, this confederation, no matter how you want to size it? You think these founding fathers didn't leave it intact for their families? I don't think so. I mean, I think they left it for their generation, their people. These founding fathers are European Caucasian men. So by just institution, this is a European and Caucasian conglomerate. It just, and it's in conception, that's what it turned out to be. And now African American, quote unquote, people are trying to vote their way into power into another man's master bedroom. And I just don't see it happening. I rent you a room all day, but I ain't never letting you get to my master bedroom, man.
I think William would agree with you on that ain't the route to go. Trying to climb their ranks definitely ain't gonna get you but so far. And they never gonna let you affect actual change in a way that benefits us as a whole.
We gotta understand, man, is they out to kill us, man. I'm gonna put it to you like this. I know it sounds so far-fetched what I said, right? But I say it to you like that. When it comes to their money, I got a lawsuit that I just dropped. You know what I'm saying? And I can't get, like I said, I can't get too much into it. But I can't drop what I want to say, but I'm gonna say it like this. But I've seen what they'll do. They've tried to kill me on a couple different occasions. They just, you see what I'm saying? So this is not something like, man, bro.
Have I spoken with you before in the back chat? Did you tell me your story about how they tried to kill you like twice?
In the back chat.
Are you married? You married?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who you are. You know, it ain't too many married people, man. You know, you count them on my hand. Peace to you, man. How you feeling, man? Shout out to you.
I'm feeling pretty good, man. Shout out to you, bro. I know white people will be coming on here and doing their thing, you know, here soon. So I'm definitely gonna be tuning in for that.
Appreciate you tuning in, man.
Most definitely, bro. But it just even, you know, even my wife know, man, and we know, you know, this world ain't changed. They might try to paint the picture that it's so changed, but it's not. You know, it's still the same. It just get hidden and dressed up, you know, like with condiments, but it's still the same thing, bro. It's not, you know, when I tell you these people out to get us, they out to get us. And when my situation over, then I'll be happy to, you know, air out some things. You know, I even got evidence on, but you know, I can't really say too much right now, but Like I say, man, it's definitely
come get
time to
your
be
interview
aware.
after it's all said and done, and you take care of everything. Come get your interview, man. I'll set you up with a nice, like on the couch,
Yeah.
like you the famous rapper telling this story. You know what I'm saying? And get
Where
it
you
all out,
located at?
man.
What city y'all in?
I'm in Ohio. I was really talking about on here through the thing though.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay, for sure, for
But
sure, for
yeah,
sure.
we could cut the cameras off. You know what I'm saying? Just to make people feel like it's more personal. Yeah, and then you can
Yeah,
tell your story. I'll interview you. At least so you got something for your portfolio on it. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I got my dog cause I be on another platform too. So my dog he be on it too. You probably know him. Wavy.
Oh yeah,
Shine.
yeah. Shout out Wavy, man. Everybody, if you're not hip, go give at Super Wavy a subscribe too, or if you ever see him around, uh make sure you subscribe and support, man. Yeah, we definitely support Wavy over here. He support us.
Yeah, man, that's what we gotta have is more unity, man. That's what I always say, man. Unity build foundation, and that's how we should be doing moving forward, especially seeing the racism and the things that's going on in the country. I feel like that's the way we should be, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like
fact.
if we hating each other right now, then you part of the problem. You worse than the KKK or you worse than any of these police that do police brutality. If we hating each other right now, and I say hating, period, because we can't be like the white man. We can't hate people because they white. We can't hate people because they skin color. You already know where we from and how we be. We judge you on basically off your principles and who you are.
I think our
So
biggest problem is not hating people for their skin color, but trying to overly accept people because of their skin color.
I agree. When you get to cooning and going trying to speak like them just to appease them, then I don't know. I always disagree with that. Like I can be cool with any race, just talking how I talk and being the way that I am. But if I gotta go to start talking different or acting different to be cool with you, I don't even want to be around you.
Oh, I mean, not even just that, definitely too, though. But I was talking about the notion that all skin ain't kin.
Oh yeah,
They like to try to lump everybody in just because they got brown skin, like that makes them us.
that's a fact, bro. Like we gotta think some of our skin don't care about our history and they know about the badge and all that, but they still put it on. And when it come time to shoot us down with a slave master or slave catcher crews, they gonna do it. They not gonna say, hey, wait, stop, none of that. Like you see these white officers doing for the white boys when they freak out and have knives, you know,
Mm.
uh, they shooting us down. So and you see it's a black cop here in Indianapolis, they shot a guy down and they didn't know that they was on camera still. They didn't know they was being recorded because his phone was recording. And the black officers walking up, they laughing, talking about, oh yeah, this is gonna be a closed casket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it just tell you the mentality of, our people, how far gone we is. But you gotta think, if you getting educated by the oppressor, you ain't been taught to real history. You've been taught that everything he did to you was okay because they teaching you that in school. Then you getting this religion, he teaches you to turn the other cheek in all his religions. What do you have for you want to build? You want to learn how to build a building, you got to go through his school, get his education. So we not building pyramids no more. What do we
Right.
have that's ours? We not our thoughts are being suppressed. We not being able to grow. Like you take a lion out of his environment and put him in the backyard or something. How is he going to become that lion that he really is by nature? He's being suppressed. And I just feel that's the same way with us. We're supposed to be owning businesses. We're supposed to be taking care of the land because it's our job. We sent here to take care of Mother Earth, just like you take care of your mother, and she take care of us in another sense. She feed us. You know what I'm saying? So when I look at spirituality points of my belief, and not just my belief, but just it's evident. It's reality. The earth feeds us. It gives us things. Why would we not protect it if we got to stay here? And I think that's as black man, we forgot. We so worried about putting it on the people now instead of, hey man, this is my land. This is mine. Why do I have to bow down to anybody? We just got to think more and come together in unity. It's everything for us, bro.
I agree. I agree with you on that tip. Where you landed your plane at. We got GMO and GMO dropped off for a second. The rail Burns having connection issues, it looks like. Yeah, I definitely agree with that, man. And that still just comes back to what you were saying about how we have to start moving in unity, um, and stop all the beefing and letting the division keep us from growing as a community or in any business or in any of our endeavors. You feel me?
Yeah, because you might know something, you might have something that I need. Like I look at it like this. Let's just I might be growing tomatoes over here. You might be growing lemons over there. You feel me? And down the street they might have onions and etc. You feel me? But if we learn how to come together, we ain't got to eat the same thing every day. If we learn how to trade and we learn, you see what I'm saying? It's about coming together. You won't have to eat the same meal. But if you're gonna stay and be individualized, you're gonna eat the same thing till you die.
That's facts. That's facts. Let me
Peace.
find.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. There you go.
Now, I just came in as in, but I think we ought to switch over to a military style structure, like for our families and everything. I think we should have barrack style housing for our families, almost like a boarding home, where we feed all the families and all the children at the same time. So like each little boarding home would house about 3-4 families in that motherfucker. All the boys got a wing. It's a girl wing, and then you got the parents wing. You know what I'm saying? It's a like we got to go on in that route. Real group economics. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, when we start doing those things and sticking strictly to a actual structure, man, like that's the biggest thing. That's why, like in our tribe, like we got a treaty amongst our houses, and we have to follow that treaty, like how to interact with each other and stuff like that. And I think black people in general, we need a declaration of independence and a constitution of our own. Like you know what I'm saying, formally. But we need a political body before we do that.
I like what you just said right there. That makes me think of this Steve Coakley video that I'm gonna go ahead and pull up. While William responds to that.
Agree with you, brother.
Steve Coakley,
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree no more, bro. Like building, it's gonna take thinking. It's gonna take when you see the Mexicans coming together, they be having the right idea. You'll see a lot of them, like he was talking about, a lot of them in the same house, all of them paying one under one roof. So everybody stack their
Right,
money up,
right,
then they go buy a business. And then after they buy one business, that business stack their money up, they buy their partner a business. They keep spreading the
right,
money.
right. And that's why I say bump buying a house, build a compound. Build a compound. You got 6 families, man. That's 6 family. That's potentially what 12 adults. And out of 12 adults, y'all can put y'all money together, buy a parcel of land in the city. It ain't got to be all out in the outskirts of no weirdo Mormon, danger boy type stuff. It could be like right in the city, bro. Build a build a compound big. Like use the shipping containers. You could build it fairly fast. The whole family. You can house your entire family. That way, don't nobody pay no rent. Nobody's paying rent, or maybe y'all do pay a rent, but y'all pay it to yourselves. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, we gotta start thinking in group efforts. Like none of this stuff ain't we humans didn't get this far thinking as individuals. We got this far thinking as groups. And I think we just need to reestablish our communal bonds, our ancestral bonds, and stick to the script. You know what I'm saying? Because we ain't got the same interests as the United States. As the United States government, we don't have the same interests.
Even when you look at the elite, though, brother, you made a good point because when you look at the elite, they came together like the Rothschild family. It's just groups of
Yeah,
people coming together making moves, not one individual
not
like how
not
we
no
try to do with our
individual.
nation.
Yeah, and,
You
and,
know,
and we got that bad. Like everybody got a plan. Everybody want to be king. Everybody want to be the director, and that's the problem. Don't nobody want to just file, file in rank. Just fall in line. Don't nobody want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I get it. We got trust issues because of our leaders, but the only way to gain trust is by giving trust. That's the only way that's the only way we know if we can trust somebody is by giving them trust. So I mean, the only way we gonna get out of this rut is by picking a leader, picking
Well,
one,
I don't agree
and
with that.
following.
And that's why I
I'm
got
just
this
saying.
video down here
We need
below, because
leaders.
I don't
Let's get
agree
it.
with that. I agree with what
We need
William
I guess
leaders.
said.
You
I
hear me?
agree.
We
Hey,
need leaders. We can't have one person fuck us
talk.
over. You see what
Will.
I'm saying? If we got leaders, we got to come together on every decision. I mean, you got a group of leaders,
Ooh,
everybody coming together before
Um,
decisions get
I,
made.
I
Ain't
think
no one man going
I
out
think
there
he
just
should have a
freestyling.
cabinet of. I think he should have a cabinet of people, but it ought to be a dictator style person. Like we come from kings and queens, bro. We come from kings and queens.
hold on.
So I mean,
I got a source for this. Now I got a source to back up what I'm saying. I mean, it's not one of them sources like, I can only go so far with it, but this is Steve Coakley, somebody I believe in. Like for something like this, I can see you pulling Malcolm X as a source, or anybody like who said something like this before. Go ahead, Lorette. What was you saying? I didn't mean to cut you.
no, I was just saying like we even our houses that you live in now is ran by one dictator. It's not ran by a group of people. You see what I'm saying? And all I'm saying is you should have a council of people that help you delegate and get things done. But it ultimately ought to be one person hitting it. You see
It's
what
a
I'm saying?
it's a
One person
model.
with ultimate power. I'm just saying that's the only way it's gonna work. It's not gonna work if you.
You don't
I'm
have to
just
do
saying
absolute. That's the only way. It's not necessarily
that's
the only
that's
way.
power. That's power.
That may be the only way that you know power. But let's get into this source. Let's get into this, because I'm not going to take that away from you. So
I
I
got you.
wouldn't jump to disagree with nothing you said about like, well, that's power and it works like that. Even your examples, but there can be counter examples and other models.
And it
That's
is.
all I'm saying. So let's
And
just
it is.
pull it up.
Let's get into it.
This is Steve Coakley's lecture, Black Leadership, White Finance. Um, I remember watching this maybe like 8 years ago, and he talked about the leadership stuff, exactly what we're talking about right now.
Because every week I've been in there, it'd be somebody new having the responsibilities for guiding and assisting and facilitating the group. And that has a way of, in the best organized way, of sustaining consistency.
Mute up, bruh.
Surely, if it be that Martin King was the one, or Elijah Muhammad was the one, or Marcus Garvey was the one, surely as they could identify the one, they would have made preparations laying at 2, 3, or 4 to be the next one if you play the one game with them.
My bad, I'm muted. Let me pause it, because right there,
Yep.
he just explained
I
why you
agree.
don't want to play that leader game. We need one. We need to find the one who gonna be the. Because as soon as you start playing the one, they're gonna start grooming the next one to go in place. And this is how. Go ahead.
Well, I was saying, that's where the chain of command and leadership come from, right? So, like it has to be a succession, like God's saying right here. It has to be a succession of power. If he go down, nigga, the vice stand up. The vice go down, the treasury step up, or however that's mapped out. But yeah, it has to be contingency plans upon top of contingency plans.
You got to
I'm
get
not
them to the
saying
kid. Like what was that movie where the mobster had
I don't
accounts
have no
and all of
problem
them, and
I
he
don't have
got
no
the
problem with
kid?
grooming a leader. I don't have no problem with grooming a leader
I'm
because
not
that's
talking
how
about
it's all.
grooming a leader. I'm talking
Oh,
about grooming the person that's gonna co-opt your leader.
Look at the thing, bro. Like when you groom leaders, they can be infiltrated so much. Look at Malcolm X, right? Malcolm X had a powerful message. He told us basically we can do our own thing,
he was groomed.
fight back, stay by yourself, all that good shit, right? But then you got somebody else that come up groom Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King, we can look at Martin Luther King for the reason for it. We can say he's a big reason for the loss of black wealth today. And if you want me to tell you how, I can explain it.
No, I totally get it, good.
Yeah.
You know, and then not just that, he betrayed us in so many areas where he got with Margaret Sanger, who we all know is a racist, and he took the abortions to black neighborhoods, and he preached it in his church. He okayed it through his church as a pastor, supposed to be a man of God. He okayed it in his own black community, knowing what their agenda was. So when it comes to their elite hood, when they with the brotherhood and stuff like that, that when no soon as they make a alliance with them, we no longer in the picture. It's no more your brother no more. There's no we. They have a faithful they have an oath with the alliance of the people that they're associated with now. So when you look at your black leaders, a lot of them were with the brotherhood. So when you look at the future of their people, they failed their people. Look at Malcolm X. He pushed Islam. That was not the way to go. We look at X and we look at Malcolm.
Yeah, that's religion. What I'm saying, like what I'm saying is grooming the leader. That has to be done. That is how it's traditionally always been done with
That's
kings and
not what we're
queens.
talking about, though.
I know, but I'm saying like this is what we got to consider. Like as far as
Consider what?
leadership goes.
Well,
They
how
could be
about
that they
leaders?
could be
If you
co-opted.
gotta,
No, I'm talking about grooming a leader.
I'm gonna go ahead and let this video play for a second. Let's see what other stuff he gives, because that's what this video is about.
I remember the old movie Dance with Wolves where they used to sit in a circle. Much in duplication
And let me know when y'all
of
want me to pause
you,
it when he say
the
something that
original
y'all want to
circular
jump in on.
decision makers. No decision was made linearly
Right.
in a straight line, up, down, or straight sideways.
Right.
You were the people who saw the come around, go around, the reap what you sow, the cause and effects. That was your understanding about the world, and it was deviated by another group that saw it from top down. That I will conquer you because we believe in individual leadership and solo responsibility. So as we kick around the subject, we're going to be able to use the overhead a little bit tonight. Brought some material that I think will assist us on our way. Don't forget, of course, Friday night we'll be having the fundraiser here at 7 o'clock. Told Sister Janie, so far we have 0 commitments. So cook about 10 dinners. Where's Sister at? She's still in here? There she is. Yeah, you think you got about 10 dinners worth? No, yeah. Okay, that'll be Friday night. And then don't forget the AMU program on Saturday, as Brother Nkrumah had mentioned earlier. Listen out for some new lecture commercial. Nothing but that. Yeah, this is the commercial where, and that we are inferior, and we accept these positions for no other reason than we got paid to. And one of the examples I shared with the little kids, who are primary importance in the counterattack on our community, is about that commercial with Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. Y'all seen that commercial? Nothing but that. Yeah, this is the commercial where Michael Jordan is sitting on the bench. Larry Bird walks in, said, "What you got there, Michael?" He said, "Oh, Big Mac." He said, "I'll play you for it." And they start going on the top of the garage, off the rim, off the backboard, off the ceiling, over the expressway, and all that stuff. You seen that? Yeah. Well, I always ask the children, if you watch it carefully, say, what does Michael Jordan win if he succeeds in defeating Larry Bird's challenge? Nothing. And that's white knowledge. Make you play for your own sandwich. Let's do that. And the only reason
I'm over here muted. Hey, he funny with that one. They got us out here playing for our own sandwich, man. That's what it seems like.
Working for y'all, man. How you doing? But yeah, bro, basically still playing the slave today, man. That's what I be saying a lot of things like we got to break the mental slave, the mental chains, before we can really.
We barely being that. We
What you
barely being
mean?
that. Shit, you're barely being a slave, nigga. Shit.
But eventually, in this episode, he goes into how a round table council is really what
Yeah.
you're looking for. There's no leader. Everybody's
Well, I'm saying it'll be once like that man,
Oh,
that spokesperson, that one that goes in front of all the cameras and talk, like it's him.
somebody could be the voice, but they're not a leader. They're not the one in
exactly.
charge.
Well,
Because
he
as soon
gonna
as
look
you
like
take the head out, the
the
body
leader.
follows. When you take the head out, the body follows anyway. So it's like
Exactly.
there's never
And then here a good thing I want to make, a good point I would like to make to you, Lareal. When you look at nature, bro, if we didn't have money and all these things, bro, the earth provides everything we need, right? It provides all we got to do. The earth take care of itself. Really, it provides us everything we need from all the resources we need to eat. And if we take care of the earth, it provides even abundance of more things. So what man can say that he owns the water that comes from the sky and charge for it? What man could say he owned gas that was here before him that existed for so long? Could say he owned it now and he's going to charge for it? Who can charge for the oil and say it's theirs? This belongs to the earth. So yes, we are fighting for our own sandwich. We are paying for our own sandwich every day. When you pay for gas, when you pay for things that was given to us by nature for free.
Well, I mean,
But we
a
can't
lot of that, a
damn.
lot of
You about to
that,
make me pull the video up. I
a
ain't think
lot
you
of
was
that
about to clip my boy
consumption,
when he
a lot
said
of
it
that
like that. You
a
was
lot
about
of that what you're talking about is tied off into like consumerism, right? And comfort. And so what it is we are enslaved by our own desires and comfort because you desire certain things and you love the comfort that this society gives you is the reason why we just won't do that. And when you put us in a group like that, that group is going to break up into politics, and there's no decisions ever going to be made.
Well,
Nothing is ever going to be made, bro.
only when we start fighting amongst each other is when we establish leaders. When we establish ourselves just as one, that's when we think as one.
Yeah,
And that's when we can start with each other. But no sooner as I start thinking you better than me, or you start thinking
no,
I'm
no,
better than you,
not
now
even, not
everybody
even.
plays a
don't cut him off.
position.
Don't cut him off. Don't cut him. Let him cook.
Everybody plays a position. So your strong soldiers, your other dudes who good at thinking and they know how to build stuff. Everybody has a position, right? So, but it's still supposed to be one. The moment somebody says that, nah, you're gonna make this decision, and it start feeling like slavery again. So we don't need individualism that there thought that takes away from the periodic law. If we had one tree or one apple to eat from, the world wouldn't live. You see what I'm saying? So we don't need a one nothing. We need he provided us a numerous amount of things when the earth was created, however it was created from a heavenly parents, however you want to call it. However we say it, as long as if it always been here, we got plenty of resources. So we should have plenty of leaders. We should have plenty of bosses. We should have plenty of chiefs. Nobody should. That way, if one chief is defiled, we got another one. And you know what I'm saying? We take him out, we got another one. If his leader
Yeah,
don't want to follow what's right, we got another one. They all
well,
right there.
I'm saying like when you get into a situation where, like, let's say for instance the strategy that we have to employ in order to get something done. Okay, two, three of us might have an idea. Another two, three of y'all might have a different idea, and another two, three of y'all have a different idea. And this one person over here got a total idea different than everybody, right? And so the argument, not necessarily the argument, but the debating back and forth about how to get that done. And then when that doesn't get done the right way, then all that mutiny crap starts, right? And no support from the various groups. You see what I'm saying? Where when the people are galvanized into one person, one thought, one mind. You see what I'm saying? Like that. All of those, uh, all of those unions seem to be the ones that work the best. Those are the ones that are actually successful. And I'm just saying, if you look around the world, it's been done a million times before us. And all I'm
but that's because
saying,
we lost track of the periodic law, brother. And you look, if we look into like everything you were just saying, we might have all these ideas, right? We coming together. He got a different idea. I got a different idea. As long as we keeping our ideas, but knowing that we still build one structure. So all your idea gonna go in there, my idea, we gonna figure out a way that all this shit gonna get in one, and we ain't build nothing. If we can't agree to and do it in one way, then we shouldn't do it. You see what I'm saying? And it gotta be that way, and that's the only way to keep the periodic law, you know what I mean, tells you that they took away the natural periodic law. And, you know, when you look at the periodic law, it's never talking about there's a leader or there's a so-called oneness, and it never put the superiority over, it doesn't deal with man's laws. It doesn't have a hierarchical of a government system. It deals with nature. It deals with the laws of nature. So when we deal with the laws of nature, we get everything that we need. We don't just get one component, so we should never have, like, if we just got water, we'll be fucked. If we just got the sun, we'll be too, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta have leaders, bro. And I said that to say that we gotta have leaders, because if you don't have leaders and you just have one, then the people are gonna be fucked over.
Okay, so let's talk about nature, right? Can you name me an animal or organism where there isn't a main leader, and that species is, you know, proliferated? Like, name one. Because from what I know, all animal species have hierarchies, and there's usually a dominant one. So like, which nature are you talking about?
Okay, well, we look at nature though, and even in that congruence, bro. A lot of those things happen because of what? Because of man's decisions. Man started invading different animal homes and
Let's
made
take
them
man out
start
of it.
living it.
Take man out of it. Just deal with nature.
Only reason I'm
Animals and
using
stuff.
man. No, the only reason I'm using man is because of when we started to like, they build up certain cities, they tear up a lot of animals' homes. So animals have been forced into other habitats that they have no belonging to be in. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at nature, if we go back to the beginning, it says that we even was able to communicate with the animals, because we wasn't speaking in this tongue that we speaking in today. Telekinesis or sign language, or we was more in tune with nature. And when we were in tune with nature, the balance of the earth is off right now. When we were in tune with nature, everything was better. The plants grew bigger, and you didn't see a lot of bloodshed like you see now. You look at the times, what you see, how we've been conditioned. The whole world has been conditioned right now. And you have to see that if harmony is not in store, then the earth loses its harmony, it loses its blessings or its essence. You see what I'm saying? It starts to deteriorate. As people, we should be harmonizing, but the earth ain't being ran the right way. We cut down the trees, we cut down the forests. Why? That creates tornadoes. Those create hurricanes, because those trees are there for a reason. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at it's just the way that the earth has been ran under a certain oppressor. It took away the natural order. And as long as we take away the natural order, we're gonna be in a chaotic state.
I get that, but when you said, like, according to nature, right? And then, like, I'm asking you to, like, point out in what animal society is there like this successful proliferation of civilization or culture or whatever that is, right? In the animal world, like, where is that? Where does that exist? Where it's a group of them that is deciding or is the leaders? Like, what animal group is that? Because almost every animal group that I can think of in nature, I'm saying that the group idea is good for a council, but it needs to ultimately come down to one being, because that is the natural order of things. Everything has a hierarchy. You see what I'm saying? And I think not having that is being out of order. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's only one mayor.
Yeah,
It's
I'm gonna
only
let
one
this.
mayor in the city.
I'm
It's
gonna let
only
Will
one.
go,
It's only one governor. It's only one president.
and
Let's
then I'm
say
gonna.
this one being make a mistake, right? In ancient times, they say, okay, he led us the wrong way. He's not a true king. We off with his head. Do
I
you feel
mean,
like
yeah,
that's right?
I mean, if he fucking up, yeah, he got to get rid of
No,
the
no, it
nigga.
ain't that he fucked up. It's because he made one decision that was wrong.
I'm saying if that one decision was something that was devastating to the kingdom, he got to go.
Let me
Bro,
let
is
this
that
video play, man.
anybody? But anybody can make a mistake like that. You
Yeah,
and
you
I can make a
can,
mistake,
but we
bro.
talking about something devastating, something that causes the change of
But before,
economics and
if he
the
has
change of
order,
status within the kingdom or within the chiefdom or within the city or
okay,
whatever union you have.
okay. So now, if it's a chain of command, right, and it's leaders, there's a whole bunch of leaders in there, right? We ain't even gonna say a chain of command because that establishes one. And still, let's just say a group of leaders. Okay, and they coming together before he can make this decision. He ain't gonna lead the people the wrong. He can't lead the people the wrong way, and if he do, it's gonna be a effort. It's gonna be a group decision. They can blame themselves
How you gonna
individually
have a
now
group
or as a
decision if
whole.
they all leaders?
You
Like
know
they
who
have to be subordinate to a higher power. Like that's I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just thinking too much.
Nah, because a higher power. We just talking about nature, right? Because the only evidence we have
Talking
right
about
now
the
of
high. I'm just talking about the
is
system
nature.
of things and how things work. Like, how we get things done. Like, can we do group things? Yeah, we can. When there's a blueprint, the blueprint is the oneness. It's the one. It's the one. We all follow the blueprint,
The
and the
only
blueprint.
blueprint is just working together and understanding that we
I know.
doing oneness.
I'm saying the blueprint as an analogy, as following the one. You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but no, that's following one. That's not it, bro. Following one man would never do it for humanity. Every man is designed different. Every woman is designed different from even however you decide to establish it. What works for someone else doesn't work for the other person. So when you got a group of leaders, is these group of leaders can more relate to the
Okay,
people in the community more than
so where in reality is there a group of leaders that's doing what you're talking about?
this is under European rulership, and this is why the earth doesn't harmonize.
Let me
You
get
So
see
into
what
the
so
I'm
you
video,
saying?
saying
though,
there's
y'all. Let me
no
get into the
examples?
video.
So you said there's no examples?
Let me get into the
I
video.
don't feel. I feel like mine's okay. I'm gonna let brother get into the video, but yeah, we can get to that.
Because I don't know if he goes over examples. I think he may in here. So because this is what he was actually like teaching. Like instead, he was teaching the. I'm gonna let him teach it.
Watch it carefully. Say, what does Michael Jordan win if he succeeds in defeating Larry Bird's challenge? Nothing. And that's whitenology. Make you play for your own sandwich. Let's do that. And the only reason Michael Jordan did it was because he got paid to. But that sets our children up to be a chump, to make us think somebody could challenge us for something we already have. And that's our problem. We keep starting from the wrong position, and we accept every other position from that position on puts us in the down slot. So if he had to check in, he would make such a mistake. People would proofread the images that he portrayed so that he wouldn't deviate. I mentioned the other night about the concept of an emerging dominant cadre. Part of what has happened is that you can do those things that make the race look like a chump because there's no penalty. Of course, we've talked long about retribution and dealing with attacking those who have attacked us. But in reality, again, that's no one's job. And two, no one really sizes it up so that everybody could get a mass understanding of what's really going on. And actually, the children are the ones get most confused. So we got to put a little bow in there and start to get a little more aggressive in dealing with these deviations. And I suggest some of the things I'm going to share with you about what happened to Marcus Garvey. The best thing I can see as I study this thing over and over again, even some things I learned since I was just here the other night, is that there's a vein where a group says that if you just stop doing what you're doing, where all the rest of us will be okay. But if you keep doing that, you're going to get us all in trouble. And I know Brother Marcus is going to go through that now at KPFK, because this attack on Kwaku, Lynn, and Liberation Weekend over 3 days out of 52 weekends, through one weekend out of 52, is not what the white folks are arguing about. The apparent trade-off in the oven is if you can drop Steve Coakley, we'll bring Kwaku back. And that will work if you go along with it and if Kwaku go along with it. I know Marcus ain't gonna buy it. He's already made his affirmation. He ain't going for it. And that's been in the source of last time I was here. We looked at a memorandum that had been written, one of the program assistants there, which alleged that she was unable to control Coakley on the air, and that was a punishable penalty of being given an assignment in a white institution and being unable to control an identified troublemaker. So now it is not that I will ever be in, or they could ever convince me, but they don't have to if the others around me go for it.
All right. All right.
So I'm proud to say that I know Marcus is not going to crack. But I know there's some others there, around there, that are going to come out to you one evening. And it's going to happen quietly around Los Angeles. And you watch who bears the word. That we got to save Kwaku at all costs. Which means all costs means we may have to sacrifice something for it. Now, Kwaku is an honorable brother, and he deserves to be supported. And it's no deal of it's either or, because in this team thing, it's neither nor.
Right. Go ahead.
They don't go but one way. But everybody in the circle ain't committed themselves. So I throw out there to you an example, which may come to be your first evidence of the emergence of this dominant cadre that's not going to allow a certain level of deviation based upon an individualistic ambition. It is not that I offer anything, but there may come some tougher than me who will have no spot if I have no spot. And so I don't want to see you sell yourself short on no Coakley and sell yourself out of Garvey's or Malcolm's or anyone else's children's spirit that may emerge within a community that is as conscious as it has ever been in its history in this country, ever. Which means we got strong spout coming. And if you don't carve a spot for the spout, what Reverend Butts is doing at Abyssina Baptist Church out of New York in taking an assignment to attack certain forms of rap music, and step over Rockefeller, whose office is no more than 20 blocks from his church, is to come out with a B that the remedy to the attack on black leadership is solely upon our counterattack to the whites. But we will cut down on the whites' options by consolidating our own power bases. So that this counterattack, in fact, sister told me that she seen Halle Berry on one of them commercials promoting the spy project called Neighbor to Neighbor, which means that somebody may call out Brother Ed's name because they hear the tapes playing through his window. And the tapes are saying MFer and Huck the White Man and this and that. And it might be me on the tape. Somebody may call Ed out as a potential disturber of the peace, which is white domination.
He funny. He said this might be me on
And
the tape, y'all.
he might get identified in the Neighbor to Neighbor program, and Halle Berry might have been just enough to convince someone that it was okay to do it. Having just run him off of that program with Alex Haley.
We getting sidetracked from
Queen.
the point, but let's see what he's talking about.
And her and Jasmine Guy went on the tour about being a little white ain't all bad. But it's damn near as bad as being all white. So it becomes a fact that we're going to start in certain sorts of ways of pushing out the deviations a little bit more aggressively. I have decided, as some of the tapes we'll hear in the next couple of days as I play things back for you, is that we're not going to take any longer the disrespect that we receive from our own community, who instead of congratulates us for service, identifies us as troublemakers. I've told you about being here and speaking at AME Church.
Yeah, he taking too long to get to the point, man. For me, you heard me? This something I gotta sit back and watch while I'm doing something else, like wrapping a car or making T-shirts or something. He doing a little too much kicking it, not enough teaching. You there? I knew you muted up, man. You muted up, baby. Maybe you started working on something. That's the type of energy his lectures give. He got a lot of jokes and side stories that he tell in between the gems that he be dropping. Yeah, that one like 2.5 hours anyway, man. Yeah, I'm about to get that one up out of here.
Yeah, no, I'm still here, bro.
Yep, we got GMO back to the stage.
So I mean, I wish you would have found out where. If you go to the video, go to the transcript, and then you can scroll through that and find exactly where he started, because I was interested.
Okay, I'll go back to it. I like Steve Coakley. He be cooking. It's not like I'm bashing him. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to see where he was gonna go with that.
Got you. Okay.
Because and like I said, I get it. Shit, yeah, motherfucker can be knocked down, but that's the reason why everybody in the circle got to be just as educated. Not necessarily the leader, but just as educated to the point where they can be the next leader. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, I think it should be like a succession, for real.
You about to say something, GMO?
I think it should be a succession, and I think we should be grooming that leader. That leader should be groomed, his son or his daughter, his next born or his firstborn or whatever is groomed to replace him. And I mean, like, that's the way it was always done with our people. You know what I'm saying? They always had a cabinet of people around them that gave them counsel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it had the look of absolute power, but it wasn't really absolute power. Like, they still, and then, like, so when it comes to that type of stuff, right? So, like, your military is made up of various groups of people's sons and daughters. So if they don't agree with your politics, they won't lend their men. They can call their men back, and you can't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? You have to find other means. Still the leader, nigga, but you got to find other means to do it without the support of the house of Harube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Let me go ahead and let this ride.
And having 80 black men there, put about $400 in the hat, and having somebody hand me 120 of that, saying that's all I deserve, and taking the rest and throwing it back in the church with the other $4 million that he gets a year. But the only point is that's all right. They can do those things when the word doesn't go out that you don't hit back, and that's the suggestion that we're not going to allow. And we're going to hear a report from some brothers about the demonstration that went down today at the ADL, of which there were none. There were no displays of that on public television. I didn't see it on any news as I watched all the stations in preparation for coming here. Africa is under attack, and we're going to be talking about that in a lecture called Africa 93. Sister Janie, in your spare time, could you check and see if next Tuesday, a week from tonight, and next Friday, a week from Friday night, are available dates at the Good Life, so that I could tell them about the other lectures that are coming up, which I'm going to touch on now. In the Africa 1993 update, where we're going to look at Africa under attack, I'm going to play for you Jesse Jackson speaking at Trans Africa, where he calls for the G7 to have a meeting in Africa in the context of never explaining G7 to his community. And the G7, of course, is an offshoot of the International Economic Summits, which, of course, are a direct offshoot of the Trilateral Commission. And we're going to talk a little bit about that up during that time, as well as about that Shaft in Africa meeting. Now, what the Shaft in Africa meeting has showed me beyond a doubt, on Saturday, and there's a brother here in this room who did some outstanding research, and really, his research was persistence. He heard someone on the radio mention that certain information was available for free. It was the brochure, as well as the sponsoring private group that set up the second annual African American Summit in Gabon, Africa. And on Saturday at the AMU meeting, the brother brought forth the documentation, and I want to tell you for a fact, when I stood here and told you about Shaft in Africa, it was worse than that. What this brother has shown with the brochure, you'll see the brochure, open it up, Mobil Oil, Chevron, RJR Nabisco, Gillette, Coca-Cola, IBM. Every single page in the brochure of the African American Summit had white corporate leaders, full page ads, and the only thing that wasn't theirs, because there were about 15 pages of theirs and 2 pages for the brothers, which had the itinerary. In the Shaft Goes to Africa meeting. Also, what the brother showed, which will stun your butt. Now, and I hope to do this lecture a week from tonight. It'll be a week from tonight, Africa 93. And we're going to look at Mandela, Winnie Mandela, the settlement of the government, the PAC, what's going on all in Africa, the attempts to recolonize Africa. There's a whole spot full of African stuff going on now, and you're at your weakest moment in assisting Africa based upon not only lack of resources, but deprivation of information. And then they have brought in the have a little want some more leadership cadre to supplant your African attempt with the white problem on their back for solution time. See, you could bring Mobil Oil to Africa. If you didn't know that Mobil, all the time they was doing anti-apartheid stuff, was the largest corporation from America in South Africa, was Mobil Oil. You never heard about that because Rockefeller took his money and gave it to his agent, Randall Robinson. And he went out and led a anti-Royal Dutch Shell boycott, which you did hear about, didn't you? But you didn't hear about Mobil. Royal Dutch Shell is headquarters in the Netherlands. Attack someone you can't reach, but protect the one who is hidden by paying other people to misdirect the real attack system. See, we get confused about the attack. We don't know sometimes when you're being given something, you're being attacked. It might be that weakens your resistance to further attack. It could be money. In the church, attacks are usually led about rumor. In the church, a rumor is a powerful commodity, much more powerful than fact, because you've got a speculation science. So in that arena, fact is not an argument. Rumor, speculation, the pastor sleeping with Billy Joe mama, can ruin a man instantaneously. In politics, it might be a different type of ingredient. But the knowledge of it is that every mode of leadership has a vein of attack. And so in the religious community, it may be innuendo and rumor. In the political community, you saw a Congressman Harold Ford just come out of a court case. You got Austin Hastings just coming out of a court case, having been
I was actually going to pause it to agree with him, and we see that happening a lot of times, man. We call them slander campaigns, where they just throw enough shit against the wall, hope some of it sticks, and in the meantime, you know, they're off in the wind, you know, while you sitting there trying to fight all these accusations that were false from the beginning.
Hey, that made me think about the light-skinned dude in Philly. Like, what is y'all thoughts about dude, the Black Panther dude? Because I agree with everybody else. He just popped up on my feed like maybe a couple weeks ago. Like, boom, it was him.
No.
And he already had thousands of views, hundreds and hundreds of shares and shit already. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, where the fuck dude come from?
Mm-hmm.
Like how you get that popular, and we just not hearing about you, like seeing you. I ain't never seen dude. I ain't never seen him in no circle. I ain't never seen him on Sonetta. I ain't never seen Sonetta and them talk about dude. I ain't seen no conscious groups ever talk about dude. And I hang with real Black Panthers.
Everybody
my motherfucking old lady is.
Everybody got to pop up. I mean, we don't know how long he's been doing it either, for real. So we can't say that it took him long. How come? He might have just started last year. That might be how come. He might have been doing it. I don't know, though. We got to look into him, though. I played a video about him yesterday, but it didn't go into their background.
And one of them videos with 37,000 views on it, bro. I'm just saying, like, how? I mean, I get it. He out there confronting ICE and whatnot, and I'm like, is that an attempt to like just to excite niggas to get into that shit? You know what I'm saying? Because Huey P's I think his great granddaughter or something like that, his granddaughter or something came out and said that she trying to sue them for some shit, for false flagging or something.
My bad. My dog was chewing on something. I had to hop over there and get it from him. Hey, let the video play.
Yeah.
Attacked by another member of the own Black Caucus, John Conyers, who for years has had the impression of being a socially conscious congressman. But he led the attack on Austin Hastings. To find him guilty in a court case before the House, which in fact duplicated a legal court case, which was kicked out by a judge. The only point of it is that when the white man didn't beat him, they sent the black man to block him. And that's important because that's the left-right combination. We be up on that. There's another man named Gus Savage who was attacked for many reasons. One of them, myself. Any of you who have that ADL report on bigotry will see that one of the reasons he was attacked in the article was for giving support to Steve Coakley. And you can imagine a man representing as many people as a congressman does having to be attacked for supporting a constituent who supports his community. He's attacked also for his support of the Nation of Islam. Again, an institution within his own community. And that only revolves around that many of the attacks that we'll see, if this comes out, this is a little light article, Let's see here. Well, we can tighten this up. It's like it fell a little. Is this affecting something? I hear something. Yes. Let me see if I can just stick it up back there. That might like, I don't know what. Need some tape up there. All right. In the caucus, when there were 22 or 24 members, it would be 1 to 23 every time. And then Augustus Hawkins, right before he started to go, started voting against the Jewish vote. He was 80, 84, and felt he ought to at least do it before he died. There's a name right down here that's mentioned in the Gus Savage attack here. And actually, I guess that makes it even harder to see. And the name is all right? Can you make it without the light? The name is right here at the bottom. It's called Rahm Emanuel. He's a Jewish guy. And he led the attack for the Democratic Party against Gus Savage, of which they ran a Rhodes Scholar named Mel Reynolds against him. And he chaired Mel Reynolds' committee. This is about this guy hooking with Mel Reynolds to chair his committee for Richard Daley to lead the fight against Gus Savage. But it says Emmanuel is Emmanuel. You need to remember the name because he's the chief political advisor to President Clinton now. Says that he also led the attack on somebody you might remember, a congressman named Paul Finley. In the book, They Dare Speak Out, you'll see a profile of this young white boy. Oh yeah, thanks, this is the point. Crowd, please. Moment beater. This is his name here, that he got his spurs attacking Paul Finley, who was being thrown out of office for meeting with the PLO. And so
How y'all? I ain't about to listen to that right now, man. I'm about to see what else popping with the news real quick before I get off of here because I only got a couple more minutes, man. You know. Yeah, because he taking too long. That's a 2.5-hour lecture anyway, man. We're gonna catch up with them later on that. Excuse me. I think I started
like Abraham Traore is a good example of the type of leader I'm talking about.
Okay, I mean, I could see, I see where it works. I just don't think it's the best.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It works.
Yeah,
especially in the military.
You ain't got no disagreement with me there.
You know what I'm saying? That's how you get shit done, man. Like without it, it's like you waiting forever to get things done. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said, for better or worse, whatever he talking about, we got to be on it. like that's the new Jordans. You feel me? And that right there, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm just saying, if that one person was like, yeah, we voting for Blase, and then all of a sudden they got 60 million votes, that's power. That's power.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account.
What we're trying to prevent is somebody else getting.
Okay, this video is titled Miami Beach Police Intimidate Citizen for Anti-Israel Post. It seems that the police are cracking down on American citizens for things they post on Facebook again. Mass surveillance state, violation of civil liberties, freedom of speech, First Amendment. Let's go.
I believe it.
Or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about. God. And we wanted to get your side of it. Was you that posted that? I would think to refrain from posting things like that, because that could get something inside.
Yeah, we're here to intimidate you from posting things that are critical of Israel and the mayor. This is Randy Fine. He's the Zionist maniac from Florida. He's a congressman. And this is from April 27th of 2023. Mm-hmm. They made a secret trip to Jerusalem with...
Why secret?
With Governor DeSantis, so they could sign a bill. They literally went there to sign a bill taking away people's free speech in Florida for Zionism.
Yes.
And
why would you go on a secret trip? Can he sign it in Florida? Why do it there? I don't get it.
Why go to Israel?
Yeah, to
show that you're a bigger cuck than you have to be. So Florida passed an unconstitutional hate speech law in 2023 that was signed into law by DeSantis. Now, less than 3 years later, Miami Beach police are going door to door asking American citizens about their social media posts that are clearly protected speech under the First Amendment. So this woman here, her name is Raquel Pacheco. She's a Miami Beach resident, veteran, and a repeat candidate who has been openly...
How do y'all feel about them making laws in America about us not being able to criticize Israel publicly on social media, for your jobs, any of that?
Ooh, you trying to get in trouble.
Oh, I can't talk about that. Well, we're going to see. Let's find out if they flag it or not. Let's go.
You trying to get in trouble. You trying to start some stuff, boy.
No comment? I guess that's how you feel. I know how you feel off that. You say, yeah, that's not to be messed with.
I mean, hey, I'm just saying, it's a hot topic, you feel me, where if the wrong attention get drawn to it, you're gonna get it some publicity. Good. And you seen what they did to what's the name? Kyrie Irving.
Sorry about that. That's my dogs.
Did you see what they did to Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, I see how they did him, and they dragged him for sharing that Hebrews to what was it? What was the name of it?
It was like from Timbuktu to Hebrews and Negroes or something like that.
Yeah, Hebrews to Negroes. That's what it was, man. Yeah, and that video was pseudo anyway. But that's a whole nother topic. Shout out Swab Boss in the back. I just saw you down there. How you feeling today? Black Power.
Alrighty, man. What's good to the panel? Peace, God, Black Power. What's up, GMO? What's good, everyone?
Man, what's going on with you, bro?
Chilling. Sitting here going over the news. We got this little clip. Police in Miami, Florida are cracking down on people for posting negative things about Israel. So this goes back to censorship, violation of the First Amendment, being Israel's bitch. Excuse my language. I don't know how that worked with the monetization. I'm about to say.
I mean, I definitely got an opinion on it. Yeah, it's like not being able to speak about Israel, but being able, like, not even speak about, but criticize Israel. Hi, baby. Not even say death to Israel. Hey, family, how y'all doing? Not even saying like death to him.
Don't say it out loud.
You said what, bro?
They don't actually say it out loud, but yeah.
Oh yeah. What's good, son? All right, yeah, like being able to criticize Obama the way that they did.
Yeah.
Being able to criticize certain, presidential people over here, but you can't say certain stuff about Netanyahu. That's directly connected to the Holocaust, and so they've had that protection, especially over here for a while. So, I mean, I think it's an envelope that needs to be pushed, of course, but I mean, do we really care? Because what Israel is doing isn't like directly to us. Like what I've witnessed Israel do on the Gaza Strip is like clearly the most horrific thing ever, bro. It's worse than the 9/11. You know what I'm saying? Like the only thing that I could say is worse than that was the transatlantic slave trade, the Islamic slave trade. Probably comparable to some of the slave trades that's going on today. But yeah, God, I I clearly disagree with that, and you know that just points out the clear agenda that they got, and it takes away my trust in the system. It takes away, you know what I'm saying, me saying my compliance with the system. I just don't see it working for us the way that it worked for them. Sorry.
Yup. I'm gonna go ahead and let this rock out for a second. Let me know if you want me to pause it.
Critical of Mayor Stephen Miner and of Israel, and guess what happened to her? Well, the
You got the bits, right?
Yeah, I think so. So cops came to her house, and this is what happened.
Picture to make sure it's you. We're not sure.
Okay.
Is that your account?
I refuse to answer questions without my lawyer present. So I really don't know how to answer that question either way.
Like I said, you're not
This
going
is
to jail.
freedom of speech. This is America, right?
And
We're
I-
veteran.
Correct. And I agree with you 100%.
Okay. All
We're
right.
just trying to see if it's you, because if we're not talking to the right person, we want to go see who the right person
Okay,
is.
how can I help you?
So pretty much it's just a statement that was made as far as,
Verbatim, it says the guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians tried to shut down a theater for showing a movie that hurt his feelings and refuses to stand up for the LGBTQ community in any way. Even leaves the room when they vote and on related matters. Wants you to know that you're all welcome. Clown face, clown face, clown face.
So they're literally reading her Facebook post. Cops are at her house to talk to her about an insulting Facebook post. Hang on, there's more to this.
3 days ago.
You muted.
I would say a Suave and GMO, both of y'all would have had a felony in the back chat by now. You feel me?
Hey.
All right, let me let it ride.
So you don't know if it was you?
I'm not going to answer whether that's me or not.
Okay.
The concerning part, and not concerning for the person who's posting it, what we're just trying to prevent is somebody else getting agitated or agreeing with the statement. We're not saying it's true or not.
Understood.
That guy who consistently calls for the death of all Palestinians, that can probably incite somebody to do something radical. That's all we're here to talk about.
God.
And we wanted to get your side of it. Was you that posted that? I would think to refrain from posting things like that, because that can get something incited.
Yeah, we're here to intimidate you from posting things that are critical of Israel and the mayor. That's what we're here to do. We're here to intimidate you with my gun, with my police badge, and a special trip to your door to read to you your social media post back in your face and tell you better refrain from that.
Jimmy, shouldn't he have a mask on or something?
You should have something on.
Appreciate your concern. I appreciate you coming out here.
Okay, that's it.
That is it. I'm going to maintain my amendment rights to not answer the question about whether or not that's it. I hope that's understandable.
All right, we appreciate it.
Thank you
Yeah,
as
have a good
well.
day, okay?
You as well. Thank you. Take care.
2 cops. Shouldn't they be out fighting crime, trying to make their city safer? Shouldn't they be
It's
trying
Florida.
to find...
You got nothing better to do?
So here, can I just say F you and F Israel? How about that? Can I say that? And I can actually say that whenever I want. It's literally, it's my right to say that, because unlike the modern Ashkenazi state of Israel, we actually have a constitution in the United States, and you have the right to feel hurt by what I said, just like you have a right to go fuck yourself. How about that?
No one can take away your right to go fuck yourself, pigs.
So no, of course they're not there to intimidate. They're part of Florida's new grammar police. They're citing you for spelling the word "you're" wrong. It's got an apostrophe re. So, and as we all know, facts are anti-Semitic, especially if the truth upsets ones the truth is about.
I missed this in the earlier slide, but so she's been
pretty much what the ADL is here for. They go around trying to slap people with defamation who tell the truth about Israel and their war crimes. They're a joke. So nobody takes them serious.
Candidate before.
At least
I wonder the ADL created for Israel.
Yeah. So we don't take them serious around here.
That's what I'm saying. Once I
Other
leave,
people might take them serious, but I don't. They're a joke.
What? So what is our relationship with them? Like, what's our alliance to them? What's our allegiance to them?
With Israel?
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty much our stronghold in the Middle East, so that way the other Arab and Muslim countries don't just have it all. Like,
I'm like pretty sure that's like
that's just part of it. There's more to it, but you know.
Yeah, that's probably. I mean, like that's illegal, right? Like, so I mean, it's probably obvious that's what it is. But what is the open relationship that they claim to have with them? Like, why is Israel so American and America so Israel?
Like Joe Biden said, we need them. If we didn't have an Israel, we would have had to create one, so that way we could have a stronghold in the Middle East. That's what he was saying. It literally came out of Joe Biden's mouth. Them pretty much verbatim his words. I'll pull up the video. Actually, shit. While I let this finish, we're gonna get to that.
So that sounds to me like the mayor is persecuting a political opponent using the sheriffs. Is pretty common. Florida, well, every state really, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's why they focused on her.
You are correct because here's that cop.
Oh,
and by the way, I think is he wearing the exact same
It
thing?
looks like it's his same casual uniform.
He's wearing the exact same thing. So this is the mayor.
I see his shoes, the same shoes too.
So same shoes. So there's the Miami Beach mayor, Stephen Miner, addresses attendees at a campaign event in October. On the right is the same officer who questioned Raquel Pacheco at her door this week. And can be seen at him leaning against the wall, wearing what appears to be the same clothes he wore at Pacheco's doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a crime.
That you'd think that
that's a crime.
That the Miami Beach mayor too cheap to buy his henchmen a second outfit.
Yeah, or even some masks so they aren't doxxed.
Right. By the way, anytime you see a politician with a suit and sneakers, just know they're getting ready to run if they need to. That's what that's about.
Oh, I thought they're like Gavin Newsom. They're getting ready to put their legs behind their head and suck their own dick.
Well, either
yoga.
Either that or this guy. Let me show this guy. Show the thing. Either that or the mayor has Jerry Seinfeld dressing him every morning. It's either that.
I find that very suspicious that he's dressed exactly like Seinfeld, passing Zionist legislation.
Candace Owens tweeted it out and said, "Nothing will catalyze anti-Semitism in America faster than this right there." No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Showing up, asking someone about a social media post critical of Israel and guys who support Israel. Wow.
What was this, England?
Right? No, right?
What was this, bitch ass England?
I feel, yeah. I feel it is like England. Hey, come see me live on tour February 20th in Lansing, Michigan, February 21st in Milwaukee.
Okay, and let me pull up this clip of Joe Biden explaining. Am I muted? Nope. Okay. Yeah, let me pull up this clip of Joe Biden explaining why we need Israel. And it's muted. How do I unmute it? There we go.
If we look at the Middle East, I think it's about time we stop, those of us who support, as most of us do, Israel in this body, for apologizing for our support for Israel. There's no apology to be made. None. It is the best $3 billion investment we make. Were there not an Israel, the United States of America would have to invent an Israel to protect her interest in the region. The United States would have to go out and invent an Israel. If we look at the Middle East.
So, yeah, there you have it.
That's some cold shit, boy. He said that shit out loud.
Oh, yeah. This was a cold. This brother right here. I think he way worse than
Trump.
I ain't gonna say that. Almost in different ways, but Trump still has 4
politically,
years
yeah.
to full. We have to let him get his stuff out.
In the
first 4 years, I would say no. But what I'm seeing lately, I'm seeing more Nazi-esque stuff. Because before, I used to say I don't like that analogy because he ain't made no concentration camps yet. But now they are trampling on people's civil liberties and their rights, pulling up on people because they got an accent, asking them for ID. This ain't Nazi Germany, and you can't just pull up on me without probable cause, talking about show me shit. Nigga, I don't gotta show you shit. The fuck is you talking about? And I got videos where I do First Amendment audits. I'll pull up one on this one where I send the cops on their fucking way like some little kids. You know what I'm saying? Coming up to me asking me for ID because I look suspicious. Like, oh, you must think I don't know my rights. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Was he at this time? A senator?
He was, I don't know. I don't even know when this is. Let me see. Flashback when Joe Biden said, if they run out of Israel, $3 billion investment. It doesn't have a date on this exactly. Joe was a legend. I'm looking at some of these comments right here. Got to be evil to become a president, you know? And they're just telling you in a different way. It says this happened in 1940s. Rockefellers went over there to set up the money where the money would go. Ever since the US dollar go over there and are used for God knows. I don't know. So yeah, this is what some of the comments is talking about. Israel, like a U.S. regional agency in the Middle East, without it, U.S. would not raise their venom fang in the region. Israel is an invention like toothpaste. I like that one.
You want that one? That's more of a brown. I got you.
Yeah, that's what's going on with Israel. Let me see what happened. I'm on TikTok right now. Which I want me to look up real quick. We got a couple more minutes, man.
Hey man, y'all boys digging deep in here. I see, man.
It's crazy to me how many people don't know that Israel became a nation. The nation that we know today is Israel in 1948. That was less than 100 years ago. Less than 80 years ago.
Why was they surprised?
This Israel became a nation. For some weird reason, people want to act like this is the Israel from the Bible, when it is not, because it's clearly stating that Israel is Jacob, the son of Rebekah and Isaac, and his name was changed to Israel. Israel is a person. People talk about, oh, well, what about the land that was blessed to Abraham? That was like that. Everything over there, for the most part, was given to Abraham, which is why you still have the battle today between Ishmael and Isaac, and those two ethnic groups, but basically the same group of people, different religions, right? They're still battling today. So it's very frustrating when people just it's very frustrating when people don't understand that Israel is running the biggest scam I've ever seen. Mind you, I'm pro-Israel. Come give me a donation. You know what I'm saying? They're running the biggest
what this bitch say?
That I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only are they getting our money, our tax dollars and stuff like that, but they have America on a leash, and we are just being walked like a dog. I'm telling y'all, the writing's on the wall. They are trying to take over the world. Remember my video when I said if I were Satan and I wanted to trick the world, this is what I would do? We are playing right into that hand. It's crazy to me how.
Yeah, so that's what's going on, man. I like that video right there. That pretty much summed up a presentation that I had in a debate. Yeah, Israel's doing their damn thing right now. Right in front of our faces. And this, am I muted?
No,
you lie. You good.
And I was gonna say that this is why these religious texts are so dangerous. Like in the hands of people with low IQs. You know, these texts.
Why are you blaming the book though? What the book got to do with anything?
They're using the book to justify all of this. It's the reason.
No, they not.
It's God's word.
No,
and God said this is their land.
That ain't what the book say though. The book say one thing, these folks saying another thing, and people blaming the book. The book tells you that there's a people that say that they are somebody that are not.
Yeah, the synagogue is we talk about. I know
Okay.
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the book is not the blame. Is niggas' ignorance and not paying attention to the book. The book also say
it's
that
the book. It's definitely the book.
When the book say that the true people, if the book say that the true people go back into their land and they will no war no more, but when these people go back into the land, they warring since day one. Is it the book or is it the folks not matching what the book's saying? You feel me? If it says that, if the book say that these people, when they in other countries, are going to be the tail and not the head, and they going to be serving other countries and stuff like that, when you look in reality where they came from, and even to this day, they not to tell. They number one in the places that they live in. You see, they got police pulling up to folks' houses and stuff like that. The Bible or the book doesn't say that's what the power that the people are gonna have. You feel me?
Israel's trying to fulfill this prophecy. You see, you must not be hip to all of this.
Oh, I'm very hip to a lot of shit. No, I guarantee you, it's not in the book though.
But it's not just the book. They got a symbiotic relationship.
Hold on, we about to play it right now. I'm about to play the video.
This is a timeline of what must happen in Israel before Jesus returns. You're going to be shocked when you compare what's happening.
Because they're trying to make Jesus return. I think. I don't know.
No, they're playing out the lie.
I'm tripping.
They playing out the lies
with these 17 signs on our prophetic timeline. But first, we need to begin with sign number 1. When Jesus' disciples asked him, "What will be the signs of your second coming?" he didn't begin with global war or even the Antichrist, although we'll get to that. He pointed to the Jewish temple and said that not one stone of the temple will be left on another. And guess what? 40 years later, that's exactly what happened. Roman armies invaded Jerusalem, burned the temple, and tore it apart stone by stone, and it hasn't been rebuilt since. But what's crazy is that the Bible says that one day
this should say part 1.
This will make more sense when we get to sign number 4, because sign number 4 is literally happening right now as a nation of Israel would be scattered.
I ain't doing that, man. I like how you set me up like that. Let me type in Bible prophecy. But look, they're trying to fulfill a prophecy, bro.
I get that, bro. They trying to fulfill a prophecy as their stated claim. That's what they saying. But there's nothing in the text that's going to align with what they doing and who they are.
Who are you to tell them to interpret it like that? The same way nobody could tell you how to interpret it.
It ain't
like
about
that's what happens when we start playing these interpretation games.
No, bro. See, okay, this is what I was telling you about. Go back to what I was telling you about corporation and how shit is set up, right? This shit been going on for thousands of years, bro. These folks just can't come in and just make shit up. You can't just come in and just be like, oh, we gonna do it this way. No, it's a way that shit has been going on for thousands of years, bro. Governors and corporations and shit is a old practice. The Bible talks about this shit: forbearance, forgiveness, forgiving debts. This is an old practice. There ain't nothing new.
So, do you take the Bible literal, brother?
I got it right here.
But can I just ask him that right quick? Do you take the Bible literal?
In certain aspects, it is literal. In certain aspects, it's parabolic.
Ain't no lies, though.
What do you mean lies?
Ain't no just clear out Roman and Greek agenda-based lies in it.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
If you can point out a Roman,
I wouldn't even waste my time, brother. If you don't know the way that you speak, brother,
hey, look, and that's the problem with people who make those claims. Y'all just act like the knowledge that
it's okay. It's okay.
Right. Respect, bro. And all I'm simply saying is, I done encountered so many people that swear they know the book, right? And you're basing your knowledge not off of the black and white text, but a video that you heard somebody else make a claim. And I'm just simply asking or just saying, if that's what the black and white text say, right, then you should be able to go and prove it. And if you assume I'm supposed to know what you know, bro, then you're not trying to build in good faith, bro. You just got your own.
Brother, just don't make no assumptions. I don't got no problem with you giving your opinion, but don't make no assumptions.
Bro, you just made an assumption, bro. What are you talking about? You just made an assumption. So it's okay for me to make an assumption.
I just asked you, did you take a literal? You said in some places, yes, some places is
right. And then I asked you to explain. You said it's not to waste your time, bro. That's your assumption that it's a waste of time, bro. You should. That's your whole perspective, bro. Is that trying to elaborate was a waste of time?
All I said is if the way that you're speaking about the Bible, you don't sound ignorant of it, right?
Right.
And so if you haven't seen the Roman and Greek agenda in the Bible, then it's either one or two things. You're being willfully ignorant.
Your assumption. So now that's my whole point.
Hold on, bro. Hold on, brother. Let me finish my thought.
That's it. You can make them, my brother. You can make them, but don't act like they're not assumptions.
Brother, have the patience of Christ. Let me finish my thought, and then I'll shut
brother, you're not even a believer of the Bible. But
it don't matter. I can still use it.
Don't try to use it to justify your presence or your stance, my brother.
Go ahead.
Respect. Yeah, because that's disingenuous to try to use something you don't even hold true to as a defense or a shield against what I'm saying, bro. That don't work that way, bro.
Let's get into it. The Zionist prophecy. Every prophecy about Israel from start to end
must happen in Israel before Jesus returns. You're going to be shocked when you compare what's happening in Israel today with these 17 signs on our prophetic timeline. But first, we need to begin with sign number 1. When Jesus' disciples asked him, "What will be the signs of your second coming?" He didn't begin with global war or even the Antichrist, although we'll get to that. He pointed to the Jewish temple and said that not one stone of the temple will be left on another. And guess what? 40 years later, that's exactly what happened. Roman armies invaded Jerusalem, burned the temple, and tore it apart stone by stone, and it hasn't been rebuilt since. But what's crazy is that the Bible says that one day it's going to be rebuilt. This will make more sense when we get to sign number 4, because sign number 4 is literally happening right now as I'm recording this video. But in order for you to understand it, you first need to know about signs 2 and 3. The Israel you're seeing in the news today is totally unique from every other nation that has ever existed. For this one reason: after Rome destroyed the temple and took the Jewish people captive, Israel ceased from being a nation for almost 2,000 years. But the Bible predicted this was going to happen, that the nation of Israel would be scattered across the nations of the world. And that's exactly what happened. The people of Israel were scattered across the world with no land, no army, and no government. But take a look at what God says next. "I will take you, Israel, from among the nations, gather you out of all the countries, and bring you into your own land." Now, with this in mind, take a look at this 1998 LA Times newspaper that's starting to fall apart. Half a century after the Zionist dream came true, the Jewish state has emerged as a modern, prosperous member of the world community. It goes on to talk about the miraculous events that took place on May 14th, 1948. On that day, Israel became a nation for a second time, something that had never happened in the history of the world before, exactly like God said would happen. And this had to happen for the rest of the signs to take place, including some that may be starting to take place in the news today. I'm really excited to tell you about those, so I'm going to cover sign number 3 fast. Shortly after sign number 2 happened and Israel became a nation again, many Bible prophecy scholars realized that another war in Israel was about to happen. This is because many of the signs of the end times take place in a Jewish-controlled Jerusalem. And in 1948, Israel only controlled half of Jerusalem until the 1967 war, when they took full control of the city, setting the stage for the next few signs, which I believe we're about to see unfold before our eyes. In fact, sign number 4 is already beginning to take place as I speak. Take a look at this massive menorah made out of one single block of pure gold. This menorah is sitting in Jerusalem today and was created according to the exact specifications given by God in the Bible for his ancient temple. Many Jewish people in Israel today are preparing to build a third temple, which is why they've recreated a temple menorah, along with many other items required for temple worship. They've even started breeding red heifers, which are one of the things required to purify the temple.
they trying to make all this stuff happen. Like, they're trying to fulfill the prophecy that's already been written.
What prophecy are they fulfilling, though? They haven't even read the scriptures that are the prophecies he's talking about. That's my whole point.
Rabbi doing it.
That's my whole point, though, bro. Like, all right, look, dudes just said that they were brought from all countries of the earth, right?
I think it's called Amalek.
No. Amalek was the son of Esau, was a descendant of Esau and an enemy of the children of Israel. That was a tribe, basically.
What was it called?
But this is what I'm saying. The prophecy that he's trying to connect them with, he's saying that they were called out of captivity, right? What countries were they captives in?
Israel, Germany.
They were captives in Germany. They were bankers and all kinds of wealthy people in Germany.
I think it's toward the end when the Nazis got them.
They weren't captives then. They were there in the them concentration camps no more than a few years. They weren't captives in the land of Germany.
Biblical times. You talking about biblical times?
No. It's supposed to be they fulfill prophecy, and prophecy is about Israel coming out of the land of their captivity, and they were supposed to have been spreaded in cap. This is based off the text now. That Israel is spreaded in captivity into all the countries of the earth. When did these Jewish people come out of captivity out of any African country?
Like the Bible. I mean, what does the Bible say? Didn't they come out of Egypt?
No, it says that they will be spread. It said you will be spread to all countries, right? You will be spread to all countries.
Don't get me to defend a prophecy.
When did they come out of America as captives? Did they come out of when Israel was established in 1948? America was around. Were they captives over here in America?
When you ask me the questions, though, you are setting me up to defend the prophecy. I don't defend. You do know that that's what's going on.
Nah. I'm just well, if it is defended or not, I'm just saying this is their foundation is supposed to be the text, right? So if the text says that, hey, you're going to be coming from a place where you were held captives, and you're going to be coming from all countries of the earth, but you can't point to these people coming from all countries of the earth, then something is not right. Either the book is lying or these people is lying.
Mm-hmm.
So either if the
whole
book is lying,
thing, all
you're not
of them
the chosen
lying. The
people.
book is a lie. The people are a lie. It's not a literal book. It's not a prophecy. It's a plan. It's a compoundment of different people, spiritual beliefs to dictate them to be soft on the stuff that they add. That's why there was so much, so many laws made about possessing the scripture, translating it, owning it. You know what I'm stuff like that. Like they're cutting generations off and then changing it and coming back, and people don't do the study and they even see the adaptation of it. Like everything come from the Greeks and the Romans.
What's the difference?
No, hold on, brother. I just want to talk, bro. I don't want to engage in no conversation with you. You cannot construct a conversation. I'm cool. I don't want to get talked over, and I don't want to get loud right now. So, respectfully, like you said, let me say what I say. I'll shut up, and you can do whatever you want to. But yeah, it's a lie. No one knows the beginning. The book is a lie. No one can predict the end. This is it. So, what this is just the Roman agenda to control the world. It's a stage, like they say, the world is a stage. All of these people are fooling the everyday person into believing it, and then doing what they got to do to control the world, knowing that it ain't even true. And I can show you that in the Bible when it says to the Christian, it's a stumbling block, but to the Jews, it's a laugh, like it's a joke. Like they know it's not true, but they controlling the everyday person with the belief of it. Why they don't even care about it. They going against it. Like he's saying, yeah, they not doing what's in the Bible. But what matter does that make when they still get the control and they still get the name territories and take over people under this false illusion of a fucking reality?
And I appreciate the addressing me, bro, and addressing the things I say, but not want to have a direct dialogue with me, bro. That shows not you just being a bigger person. It really just shows that you being, a coward in the thing that you're saying and trying to make these assumptions.
Now I'm being a coward because you don't know how to construct a conversation. You don't know how to construct a conversation. Now I gotta get it. No, fuck that. He just called me a coward after I maintained the integrity of the panel, because when I tried to have a conversation with him, he's cutting me off. So I say I don't even want to do that with you. Just let me say what it. But when he say what he say, it's an insult.
Hey, look,
I'm called a coward when he can't construct a conversation.
Bro,
talking about respectfully.
Bro, tell your guest, bro, to not cut me off. I didn't cut him off. He
asked you absolutely to be quiet. Cut me off. I had to check you this time to cut me off,
bro. I
had to ask you to stop me from cutting you off. That's what I'm saying, dog.
And listen to you, and I didn't say nothing, bro. Don't cut me off, bro.
Hold yourself.
Bro, you can wait till I get done. Okay, wait. Just do what I did. Wait till you get done.
Call me no coward, because when I start calling you names,
bro, I can call you anything I want, bro. Wait till I get done, and then you get a response, just like I did when I tried to rebuttal. You asked me to wait. I waited.
If you think you can sit up here and disrespect me after I tried my best to keep the integrity of this panel,
me, bro.
I'm trying to have a conversation. When did I disrespect you?
But
I tried to have a conversation with you. You didn't construct one. I don't want to be loud and I don't want to get talked over. So I refrain from it.
Stop interrupting me. Give me the same respect, bro. See, you can't do it. You a hypocrite. That was my whole point. The dude want to try to contend with the things that I'm saying because I'm the one who brought up whether or not they were lying.
Forget about that. The topic.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying though. If we gonna continue, if we gonna do it, bro, address it as a man or stick to the topic.
Don't cut me off as a man.
Try to throw underhanded or just attack
then
my
don't cut me
narrative.
off. It wasn't underhanded. I came directly. I gave you the reason why I didn't want to engage. I said because when I tried to talk to you, you cut me
gotta
off.
keep jumping in. All right, well, let me rebuttal to it. You don't wait till I get done. Wait till I get done.
But you call me a coward.
You made this whole narrative about
You call me a coward.
But
You
now
call
you're
me
right.
a coward.
So wait till I get done.
You call me a coward. I don't have to respect someone who calls me a coward. Why would I wait till you get done and you call me a coward? Like I agree with being a coward.
You can make assumptions about my mental state and how I perceive shit, but then when I call you a coward for not wanting to directly face it, it's a problem.
Ill-regulated conversation with you.
Man, see, now I can't even just have my rebuttal without you getting your
Yeah, see how I feel?
Come on,
see how I feel. Now go back and listen to the conversation and see how it developed.
I got quiet when you did something disrespectful. When you got in your feelings, I got quiet, bro. I didn't say shit. I let you respond. But you also said something to respond to me. You countered my point, so I'm gonna address you, bro.
When you said, you don't know how to construct a conversation, some people could perceive that as the first insult thrown. So go ahead, G1.
Facts, and that's what I was trying to tell him. He straight up made a whole assumption about how I would perceive the Bible because of this and that. And I'm like, bro, okay, that's insulting, but you don't want to hear that. You just want to stand on your own ground and believe what you believe. Respect. And I respectfully think that's cowardice, especially if you're going to address me saying that they're lying, but then you want to come your whole point on, well, everybody's lying. You're addressing me, but then you don't want to deal with me one-on-one. Yes, I believe that's cowardice. Now, to go on to what I was saying, if you think that the book is whatever the book is, cool, that's your own opinion. I never came up here to try to tell or convince anybody what to be factually true or not when it regarding to this book. All I'm simply saying is the people who are making claims to be about the book, they don't match the book. So when you're saying that they're making they're trying to fulfill a prophecy, bro, I'm not disagreeing with you. All I'm asking is, where is it in the text that gives them the credibility? Because it's not they saying that, oh, we chosen by God. It's they're saying we're the people of the book that was chosen by God. Because that's where the authority comes from. It's not coming from their claim. It's coming from this recorded book. That's what courts around the world accept. They don't just accept the fucking person. They accept the narrative and the text behind it. And back to what I was saying about corporations, there's laws that support this stuff because that's why you have federally regulated languages and things when it comes to contracts. You deal with Uniform Commercial Code, which is the language of contracts. So it's deeper than just, it's a Roman control. No, my nigga, it's much bigger than that. This shit, transactions, forbearances, debt forgivenesses, all this shit been going on thousands of years.
Put the jack down, pick it up. Put the jack down.
Somebody got to mute up. Put the jack down.
There you go, put it back
there.
Underhanded ways to try to undercut what I'm saying though, but I did.
I just went on Instagram, so I was scrolling, and right here, this came up. 1 year of Trump, billions for Israel's genocide, cuts for you. President Trump took office 1 year ago. In that time, he has announced $18.5 billion in taxpayer-funded weapons to Israel and prioritized Israel's genocide over Palestinians over Americans' needs. That could have entirely paid for housing for every American experiencing homelessness, $9.6 billion. So that, all that stuff could have covered this. 8 weeks of paid leave for every new parent. That would have cost $10 billion. Tuition-free community college, $10.6 billion. Instead, Trump signed legislation to cut Medicaid and food assistance for millions of Americans. And I don't know if he necessarily cut them. Did he just make it harder to, or didn't he just make extra qualifications or verifications for that stuff? Is that what was going on? Oh no, that was the daycare stuff. My apologies. I'm mixing up two things. That was that whole.
Did they do something like work requirements or something like that?
Yeah, I think that was. Yeah, it was something else. So sometimes the framing on these is weird, but either way, I agree with the 18.5 billion not going to Israel and being used for infrastructure and the American people here. You feel me?
Yeah, and that's what they say that was happened to that boy Charlie Kirk, man. He was going against that what they call it, that PAC, that Israeli PAC powerhouse, man. Because they wanted us to go to war with Iran, and supposedly he was kind of lobbying against that with all of that turning point power.
Yeah, I'm over here scrolling down lemon. Wow.
Yeah, man, they ain't gonna stop funding them. If they openly admit that's a stronghold, then they not just funding them, like they funded themselves. Like that's them. I don't see no separation. That's what I'm saying. Why is Israel so American? Why is America so Israel? Like that's supposed to be two different cultures to me. Like this, remember this was supposed to be like a Christian nation, and they supposed to be a Jewish nation. So I mean, shit. When y'all get cool? When the hell did y'all get cool?
Oh, you won. You got
that's just
you made it through.
Bro, Christ is
couple of reasons. You can point to the fact that the nurses weren't shaking up the vials with the mercury in it. Some kids got larger doses. That's a risk. You can actually look at the fact that there's a cohort of kids that got aluminum and mercury containing vaccines combined. But if you look up the paper, autism is an acquired cellular detoxification deficiency syndrome. I actually tested the hypothesis that these kids are not able to detox as well as other kids, plain and simple. And we birthed them, we brought them into and are raising them in an increasingly toxic world. It's so bad that I think we would have had an autism epidemic eventually, finding the same families, the same genetic lineages of people who happen to not be able to detoxify as well as others, even if vaccines were never invented. Petroleum chemicals are absolutely poisoning our food. They're poisoning our water. They're poisoning our medicines.
I think I could do a whole weekend course on this, and I probably should.
Okay. I hear you. I'm just over here doing a little scroll and watch real quick. You feel me? I got a couple minutes left.
Minnesota's largest welfare fraud case has been exposed, and multiple individuals involved have already been arrested and are now cooperating with investigators. One daycare facility couldn't even spell the word learning correctly, yet still received $4 million in public funding. Independent journalist Nick Shirley attempted to enroll his son in several taxpayer-funded daycare centers across Minnesota. Every location he visited was completely empty. He then exposed what was really happening. Videos show that some of the listed daycare addresses had no children at all. Some locations were vacant buildings or private residences, yet they had been collecting government subsidies for years. Nick Shirley and his team conducted on-site investigations, knocking on doors one by one. In front of the
sound like they was just finessing the system like everybody else would be trying to do. I mean, I don't think this should have been as big as they was trying to make it.
Camera.
I mean, I see why though, because it was foreigners, but
I about to say, you said I absolutely do. You said that they was running like a child care scheme and they ain't had no kids.
Yeah, I'll start over.
This is
come back. Let me see, how do I start this one over?
Some refused to answer. Some shut the door immediately, and others suddenly changed their story, denying everything. One daycare facility
They were just
specifically named in the investigation reportedly received around $1.9 million in public funds in 2025. Yet during filming and site visits, the location was completely vacant. State authorities and law enforcement have now launched formal investigations. Minnesota's largest welfare fraud case has been exposed, and multiple individuals involved have already been arrested and are now cooperating with
I think it was
investigators.
big. I just don't think it. I mean, they making this like, man, people have been doing PPP and all type of stuff. Like, it's just it's another thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was just like, okay, another way. They've been robbing us. I feel like tax is borderline extortion. So, like, hey, we just getting some of it back. Some people can get some of it back. Some people can't. Some people don't. Some people try.
Taxes borderline extortion.
Yeah. Some people.
Yeah, because if you don't do that shit, they will arrest your ass.
Some people won't buy food stamps from nobody because they think they're cheating the system and they're not allowed to use stamps because they didn't get them issued to them. I'm gonna buy them, motherfucker. So, it's just. I mean, again, it's just getting over on the government, like, on some money. It's paper money, digital money in the system anyway. And non-victimless crime. But yeah, I mean, and a lot of them were foreigners. That's where the whole issue came from, really. It was like a group of Somalis that was doing it, I believe, in Minnesota. Tim Walz looked the other way. I don't know, let him slide. I gave him a pass for it.
What happens when you exit?
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Ruley, Police Chief of City of Brooklyn Park. Behind me is a bunch of amazing police.
ICE agents pointed their weapons at a Minnesota police officer who's an American citizen. She tried to film the encounter and they knocked her phone out of her hand. Let's see what they're talking about. This is wild.
Chiefs that are here in support of a very short but very important message that we want to share with you. What you won't hear from any of us today is rhetoric of abolish ICE or that there shouldn't be immigration enforcement. The truth is, immigration enforcement is necessary for our national security and for local security. But how it's done is extremely important. In fact, we have a long history of working exceptionally well with our federal partners, including ICE agents, and we have seen the best of them perform their job extremely well in the past. With that said, recently, as the last 2 weeks, we, as law enforcement community, have been receiving endless complaints about civil rights violations in our streets from U.S. citizens. What we're hearing is they're being stopped in traffic stops or on the street with no cause and being forced to demand paperwork to determine if they are here legally. As this went on over the past 2 weeks, we started hearing from our police officers the same complaints as they fell victim to this while off duty. Every one of these individuals is a person of color who has had this happen to them. In Brooklyn Park, one particular officer that shared her story with me was stopped as she passed ICE going down the roadway. When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork. When she became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated, she pulled out her phone. In an attempt to record the incident, the phone was knocked out of her hands, prevented her from recording it. The officer had their guns drawn during this interaction.
They made it the way that was captioned. I'm thinking they pulled their guns on an officer in uniform. It was somebody off duty.
After the officer became so concerned, they were forced to identify themselves as a Brooklyn Park police officer in hopes of slowing the incident and de-escalating the incident down. The agents then immediately left after hearing this, making no other comments, no other apologies, just got in their vehicles and left. I wish I could tell you that this was an isolated incident. In fact, many of the chiefs standing behind me have similar.
So think about that, man.
About the ICE agent and the police officer?
Yeah.
I mean, shit, it was bogus. I mean, that's just a conflict of relationship that they have. And both of them got authority, trying to enforce certain laws. You know,
police going through police brutality. That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like the city's been trying to keep them up out of there. I've been seeing that's like a federal move. Like, so it's like the feds is stepping on the cities or the states' toes as far as law enforcement trying to handle immigration. So I'm surprised. Yeah, that was inevitable. I'm surprised that been ain't happened.
I mean, of course, yeah, the situation is sad, but to hear about a cop crying about police brutality is ironically funny.
You funny for even pointed out like that. I'm surprised I didn't think about it like that. That's funny.
Yeah, that's the first thing that what a cop is crying about cop brutality. Wow. I can't say I'm conflicted on it, but okay.
That's funny right there.
I mean, that's essentially what it is, right?
That is what it is. A cop complaining that he was abused by another cop. Like, ain't that what y'all do every day?
Yeah, like you should be. I don't want to say you to this, but it's right up your alley, ma'am, sir.
What is this talking about? It says Italy moves forward with chemical castration for rapists and pedophiles.
I think I heard about that shit. That's been years in the making, if I'm not mistaken.
Italy is moving forward with a tougher stance on violent sex crimes, with lawmakers advancing a proposal that would allow chemical castration for convicted rapists and pedophiles. The measure centers on voluntary reversible hormone blocking treatment that could be offered in exchange for reduced sentences. Oh, so they have to give consent, man. It sounds like.
Oh, okay.
We'll reduce your sentence if you
choose to do it.
You know, some men might be like, I ain't want babies anyway. I don't know how much time they offer. The measure centers on.
No, it's castration. It's not just being able to produce sperm. It's being able to get erect. Nigga.
All right. To get erect.
Yeah, they chemically castrate your ass.
Oh shit.
You can't do nothing but piss after that time.
Reversible hormone blocking treatment that could be offered in exchange for reduced sentences, framing the policy as both punitive and preventative rather than purely carceral. Supporters argue the approach could lower rates of reoffending and provide stronger protection for the public, presenting it as a tool grounding in risk reduction. Critics, however, warn the proposal raises serious constitutional and medical ethical concerns, questioning whether consent can truly be voluntary when tied to sentencing outcomes. I like that question. That sounds like a debate topic right there.
It's not. That's just like probation. Probation is technically coercion because they're saying, hey, if you take this, we'll give you less time. That's fucking coercion. So when the judge be like, did somebody offer you anything in exchange for your plea? Yes, the fucking DA. He told me he'll let me go if they ain't going there to plead to this.
The debate it's funny, right after I said that, it says that the debate reflects a broader tension between zero tolerance crime policy and the legal limits of state power over the body. Shout out Wealth Growth Lab for that one.
That's where you got the procedure called habeas corpus that's produced the body.
Let's see what these comments talking about. Oh yeah, I'm listening.
They basically foreclose on your body, goddamn. Bro, this shit has been going on for many. Like foreclosures, they've been doing foreclosures on niggas' bodies for thousands of years, nigga.
Most of the people in here are supporting it. Everybody in here is a supporter of this. I totally support this. That's all I see is support. Can we send Trump to you? They funny for that one. Now we wait for Trump to travel to Italy. Does this include Muslim marriage to young girls? Funny. They are going in, man. What punishment? I knew the comments over here was going to be probably funny. What punishment follows defamation, false accusations that get innocent men locked up for a crime they didn't commit? And in this case, they have a way to uncastrate if proven innocent. Now somebody engaging in the debate. So instead of clowning and making this a whole big joke. So shout out to that brother. My bad. I didn't mean to go to his page. I just wanted to give him a follow real quick for actually engaging in the conversation. First,
Yeah, that does like false convictions and shit. Oh man. Whew.
People, why are you so happy with this proposal? Haven't you all heard the news where men who are falsely accused of being rappers get out of prison? I mean, it's still voluntary though. It's not like they just do it to you, but get out of prison after 20 to 30 years as the victim confesses of lying. It's the first argument against this proposal. So
yeah, it's gonna definitely be some muddy waters to get through.
Don't forget to get Trump first. They going in on this. It won't necessarily stop them, cut it off at least, but Suave just explained that they won't even be able to get it up. So ain't gonna be it's over with. What sort of crazy world do we live in when you have to put an asterisk in a word instead of, okay, my bad. What about the opposite sex? I think she is doing gender bias after breakup. They said she just broke up with somebody and she's gender biased and now she wants to castrate all men. So that was funny. Yeah, man. Usually on the scroll and watches, I never see him go into the comments, man. On my scroll and watches, we definitely go do some of that. The comments is where the real show be at. And so let's see what else is coming up. I got about 2 or 3 more minutes. Yeah, man. The internet is undefeated, man. Damn. Is that Rihanna? This dude funny. I gotta play this.
It's Rihanna. Bitch, I thought you was Rihanna.
I ain't even heard. That's funny.
The president of the United States is hyper. He's not getting bored. He's making sure there's excitement every other day. Something very important happened. One of the most corrupted country in the world, maybe the worst one, Venezuela, finally they kidnapped this. Interesting because Trump offered this idiot to go to Turkey. Take your money, take everything you want, move to Turkey. Erdogan, the Nazi, love people like you. He'll treat you like a king over there. Instead of doing it, what did he do? Started to dance. He's dancing now in jail for the next 40 years. He was dancing and making fun of Trump. So now, the same thing with the head of the leader, president of Colombia. Just a matter of time. He won't.
The more you ask the universe, the less you will receive. Here's
I ain't like how he was talking. Yeah, they ain't talking about nothing on here, man. The Trump administration has been fantastic this past year, tackling crime and setting up 2026 as the start of the golden age. The worst part of his administration by far has been Kash Patel and Pam Bondi. They have been horrific failures. We wanted justice, arrest and perp walks. We got none of it. Trump, I urge you to fire them. I don't agree with the first part, but I agree with everything else. China officially closes its doors for Israeli tourists from entering the country.
Oh shit.
In a stunning diplomatic freeze, the People's Republic of China has officially banned all Israeli tourists from entering the country. This unprecedented move marks the total collapse of Sino-Israeli relations, which has previously thrived on technology and infrastructure partnerships. The ban is widely interpreted as Beijing's payment to secure its new alliance with the Sunni super bloc Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Pakistan. Having just signed defense deals with Denmark in the Arctic and launched a massive satellite constellation to rival the US, China is now cementing its leadership of the global South by ostracizing America's closest Middle Eastern ally. For Israel, this is catastrophic. This is a catastrophic signal of isolation, with the US withdrawing. You know what? I'm actually happy about this. Somebody has to be the first one to start saying no. Like, who was the first one to tell Hitler and them no? You know what I'm saying? For Israel, this is a catastrophic signal of isolation, with the U.S. withdrawing from active Middle Eastern intervention, and the Saudi, Turkey, Pakistan pact creating a nuclear armed wall on its doorstep. Israel is now being economically and diplomatically quarantined by the world's second largest superpower. The message from Xi Jinping is clear. The era of playing both sides, U.S. security plus Chinese trade, is over. You are either for the fortress or you are in the jungle. I hope it has something to do with the genocide. Like, hey, you're a genocidal monster. That's what this is about. How about stop bombing Palestine? You know what I'm saying? Oh, let's see this. Reporter confronts Ilhan Omar over Saudi fraud.
Has an impact on Somalis because we are also taxpayers in Minnesota. We also could have benefited from the program and the money that was stolen. And so it's been really frustrating for people to not acknowledge the fact that we're also as Minnesotans, as taxpayers, really upset and angry about the fraud that has occurred.
Mm-hmm. So do you think, though, that there was a failure by the Democratic state government to police itself? This is a brazen, fraudulent activity here.
Yeah, and that is what I alluded to in my letter that I'd sent to the Secretary of Ag, was to see where things were going wrong. How can this amount of money disappear fraudulently without there being alarms being set off? And it is something that, we have to continue to investigate. We have to continue to ask those questions.
Well, Ilhan, we do know that alarms were set off, and we do know.
I like asking men for shit. I really do.
She was tripping.
Yeah, she was funny. She all right though. I wonder what's up under that little wrap she got up on top up there. I wonder how long it is. If her shit dripping or if it's That was fucking. Hey, I gotta play that because I laughed.
I did.
Did you see that?
In a few hours. I did. nigga. I did, nigga. I've been waiting 5 years to see you, nigga. I did. Now come outside. Come outside, nigga. Come outside, nigga. Come outside, nigga. Come outside, nigga. Come outside, nigga.
Something unprecedented just happened in Moscow. Yesterday, Trump's envoy, Steve Witkoff, met with Vladimir Putin, while Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi met with his Russian counterpart. 3 nuclear superpowers converged in overlapping meetings, and London is in absolute panic mode because these 3 nations together have the power to end British imperial control once and for all, and Donald Trump knows it. Not only is he building new alliances with the other superpowers, he's targeting the very lifeblood of the British Empire, drug money flows. But that's not what you'll hear from the mainstream media or from all too many influencers in
I
MAGA.
don't know if that's
who are
really what they targeting. I think that that's some bullshit they feeding us, and it's really about something else. But I'm gonna go ahead and let her finish.
still drinking Britain's geopolitical poison that says Russia or China or both will forever be our adversaries, and that we must tie ourselves forever to NATO and Europe and Ukraine and the US-UK special relationship. While that's what they're still peddling to try to disorient the MAGA movement, the Anglo-American elites themselves know better. They know that the world...
Yeah, I don't know what they know, man. Yeah, I got to get up out of here, y'all. Everybody have a good day.
What's up, guys?
And I will tap in with y'all later. Salute. This is Politics. Y'all know what we do here. Peace.